Allô, excusez, je suis genre vraiment encore en mode setup là. Restream était weird narf quand je suis arrivée. Genre, ça me disait que notre channel YouTube était sur hold, fait qu'il fallait que je clique puis que je me rende sur le dashboard. Mais rendu sur le dashboard, il y avait comme rien à faire. Ça s'est juste réglé, il fallait comme juste que j'ouvre le dashboard. Je comprenais pas. Je vais poker Mel parce que c'est à peu près la seule personne qui a suivi mon stream d'un bout à l'autre. Ouais, je sais pas, fait que là j'ai ajouté un autre YouTube. Là j'ai YouTube Stream Now, puis YouTube Events. Mais je sais pas trop c'est lequel des deux que j'ai ouvert tantôt. Ah là, je vois que tu vois, t'as écrit sur YouTube, puis le chat l'a pas envoyé sur Twitch. Fait que là, ça veut dire que le chat de Restream il marche pas. Why? Non, le chat de Restream il marche pas. Oh! En plus, genre, j'ai fait updater le titre. Puis il est supposé être bon, mais là, il est quand même pas bon. Oh, your new title will be applied only to upcoming streams. D'accord. Il me semble que Restream il était plus fin il y a une couple de mois, puis que là, genre, ça marche plus. Je sais pas si c'est YouTube qui change tout le temps ses cossins, fait que Restream est tout le temps mêlé. Allô, Mel! Allô! Bon, c'est toi que j'attendais, parce que là, je me dis, je vais être obligée de tout réexpliquer pour tout le monde. Ouais, c'est YouTube qui change tout le temps tout, hein. Ouais. Ah là là. Fait que, ouais, je suis contente que tu sois là, parce que là, c'est vraiment la fin, puis je vais être obligée de tout expliquer à tout le monde. Fait que dans le fond, je peux changer le titre sur YouTube. Ah, mais faut que j'aille dans le dashboard. En fait, je sais même pas comment. Parce que je vois le en direct, mais je peux comme pas l'éditer. Je peux changer le titre sur YouTube. Modifier la vidéo. Attends un peu. Tout a changé! Ah, tu vois là, le chat de Restream, il l'a envoyé sur YouTube. Là. Titre obligatoire. Enregistrer. Ah, c'est la première fois que je remarque qu'ils disent qu'à cause du COVID-19, ils font moins l'examen manuel de genre les demandes. Fait que c'est probablement pour ça qu'on n'arrête pas de se faire taguer. Bon, êtes-vous prêts à dater des chats? Je pense être prêts à dater des chats. Donc, ouais, c'est ça, ça fait super longtemps que j'ai pas joué. Lors du dernier épisode, on s'était rendu au dernier chapitre, puis parce qu'on avait chié un chapitre, on a eu comme la très très mauvaise fin dans laquelle on meurt dans d'atroces souffrances, puis en fait, j'ai comme fini par réaliser que il existe plein de fins dans lesquelles on meurt dans d'atroces souffrances, puis on avait comme trouvé le moyen de les éviter par hasard. Par un hasard du destin, on avait réussi à pas mourir comme des caves, mais comme... C'est beaucoup plus grim qu'on pensait. Puis c'est ça, c'est un jeu qui pardonne pas, fait qu'il a fallu que je recommence le jeu au grand complet, puis que je rate aucun chapitre. Puis là, je suis rendue au dernier chapitre. Donc je refais le dernier chapitre qu'on a fait la dernière fois, mais qu'on est mort. Fait que comme, j'espère qu'on va avoir une belle fin, mais comme, ça a l'air d'un jeu qui pardonne pas beaucoup, fait que j'ai comme peur que genre, si j'ai pas fait toutes les choses 100% parfaites, on ait quand même une mauvaise fin. Ah, je suis rendue au chapitre 5. Pourquoi je t'ai rendue au chapitre 5? C'est à cause du chat que je déteste. Je pense qu'on n'a pas vu la vraie fin de Ravenclaw. Puis je voulais... Ah, j'étais sûre que j'avais fait 5 chapitres. Peut-être que j'ai perdu patience aussi. Ou peut-être que j'étais après voir des affaires que je me disais, il me semble qu'on n'a pas vu ça la dernière fois. Fait que... La musique est weird comparée à l'habitude, non? Ben là, c'est peut-être parce que c'est la musique de... La musique de menu qu'on entend depuis 3000 ans. Alright! Qui qu'on choisit? Le dos de la fille, comment qu'on les appelle? Fait qu'il nous reste 2 chapitres, fait que ça va être lui puis elle, fait que garochez vos noms. Ouais, il y a des moments dans la musique. Ash. Ouais, Ash, c'est bon ça. Une face de Ash. Alright. C'était la première, oui, dans le fond, c'est ça, j'ai dû recommencer la game au grand complet. Parce que quand on faisait le stream la première fois, on avait décidé, à chaque fois on arrive sur l'île, les choses sont bizarres. Là, je fais le... je vais faire un petit résumé pour Victor Darkland un petit peu, là. C'est une île avec plein de chats, puis on fait partie d'une équipe de recherche qui étudie les chats sur une île pleine de chats. Puis, il arrive tout le temps de quoi aux autres assistants de recherche. Fait que c'est pour ça qu'ici, on a comme 4 personnes qu'on a déjà fait dans les précédents chapitres. Puis là, on est rendu à la 5e personne. Qu'est-il arrivé aux autres? Rien! Ils vont bien! Bref, tout a bien été. Mais c'est ça, la première fois qu'on a fait le stream, comme il t'arrive quelque chose, pis là t'as le choix d'aider les chats ou pas, pis là je me suis dit ça serait drôle qu'on essaie de pas les aider, tu sais. Pis le chapitre a juste fini là. Genre c'est juste comme paf, fail, next chapitre, next assistant de recherche. Fait que c'est ça, si ça arrive, tu peux juste pas avoir la bonne fin. Parce que t'as pas le temps de faire toutes les étapes de recherche qui t'aident à faire un antidote qu'on va voir bientôt. Plus ça avance, puis plus les débuts de chapitre, le jeu les skip vraiment vite, parce que là, comme ça fait théoriquement 5 fois que tu vois le même début de chapitre. Fait que ça se peut que ça soit comme vraiment un peu accéléré. Quand on est un nouvel assistant de recherche, on arrive sur l'île bizarre avec juste des chats. Une île avec un force field tout le tour qui fait qu'il y a comme pas d'autres animaux sur l'île à part des chats. Mais les humains ont comme trouvé un trou dans le force field pour arriver avec des bateaux. Tout fait bien du sens. Ben du sens. Donc je vais pas tout répéter tout ça qu'on a déjà vu plein de fois. Oh oui, 8 hours, 1 journal and a wildcat chase later. Donc dans le fond, t'arrives dans la tente qui est occupée par l'ancien assistant de recherche. Tu trouves son journal dans lequel il décrit genre « Je me suis fait mordre par un chat féral. Je commence à me transformer en chat. Je sais pas qu'est-ce qui se passe. J'essaie de faire un antidote. Les chats ils parlent. Je les écoute. On s'entraide. C'est bizarre. Puis là, dans le milieu de la nuit, il y a un chat qui se pousse avec le journal. Puis là, à chaque fois, le nouvel assistant de recherche est genre « Non, mon journal! » Puis là, il se pousse dans le bois. So apparently this first day brings physical assault and the biggest trauma of my life. Fait que ouais, c'est ça. Dans le bois, en plein milieu de la nuit, tu te fais mordre par un elder cat. C'est ça, un elder cat. Ça fait pas du tout genre plein de mois que j'ai joué. Puis là, ben tout d'un coup, t'entends les chats parler. Mais pas toutes. Il y en a qui parlent pas, mais les autres, ils parlent. Là, je me rappelle plus qu'est-ce qui est arrivé au dernier chapitre parce que je vois que mon chat est pas là. En tout cas, il y a personne qui m'a... En tout cas... Who is it awake? Human, we need to talk to you. Il me semble que Fluffy Bot, il y avait une grosse voix. Save it, I know how this goes, Fluffy Bum. Blah blah, catification. Blah blah, evasive answers. Blah blah, antidote. And basically, you need my help. Did I miss anything? C'est ça parce que t'as lu tout le journal de l'autre assistant de recherche. Dans les autres chapitres, comme les gens sont plus pas sûrs, là, mais plus ça avance, plus les assistants de recherche sont comme alright. C'est tout le temps une personne différente, mais on dirait qu'ils perdent de leur effet de surprise. No, not really. Wow, you really did read that journal from front to back, didn't you? Front to back. You're going to help us now. Donc si on choisit Do not help the kitties, ça plante tout. Puis il a fallu que je refasse le jeu complet. Fait que let's help the kitties. Final help, whatever. See you after my day job. Un day job qui est tout à fait normal d'ailleurs. Tout à fait normal. Oh oh oh! Le catalogue beeps! Donc le catalogue, c'est comme notre Pokédex de chats qui sont sur l'île, c'est comme notre pilier, c'est notre tablette électronique sur laquelle sont écrites toutes les informations. Puis à chaque fois, on se fait contacter par quelqu'un de unknown. Snitches get stitches. Oh shit. C'est tout le temps vraiment louche. Puis là, ça disparaît. Ah, c'est vrai, c'est Mason Marigold. Bon, on le savait déjà, ça doit être écrit dans le journal. Monsieur Marigold qui envoie des messages louches. The rest of the day is uneventful, just working in the lab with the professor. I cannot wait to start unpicking this mystery. I suppose the cats are my starting point. They must know more than they're letting on. I intend to get to the heart of each of them to see what secrets they may hold. Ok, fait que ça, c'est ce qu'on peut faire à tous les jours. L'antidote est déjà à 65,3%, fait que j'espère qu'on va être capable de se rendre à 100% dans les 2 chapitres qui restent. Ça fait-tu du sens, ça? On est à 4 sur 6. 65,3%. Il me semble que ça devrait être plus comme à 66%. En tout cas, on croise les doigts. On va commencer avec une romance. Parce que là, je pense que c'est peut-être pour ça que j'ai... Ouais, c'est ça, Ravenpaw, je l'ai pas débloqué, fait que c'est pour ça que j'ai arrêté au chapitre 5. Quand j'ai refait le jeu. Parce que Snooty Booty, je l'avais pas fait live. Parce que la dernière fois, comme les choix que j'avais fait, je sais pas trop, ça avait fait que Ravenclaw était unlocké au plus de bonheur. Ravenpaw, pas Ravenclaw. Pourquoi je dis Ravenclaw? Ah oui, Harry Potter, oui. Ravenpaw! La petite mine noire. Là, je l'ai pas encore unlocké, puis je voulais pas vous faire manquer Snooty Booty. Parce que c'est celle qu'on a évité de dater tout le temps, même si les autres choix sont pas nécessairement mieux, parce que c'était comme clairement le pire choix. Fait que, allons voir. On va voir de quoi ça a l'air. I'm splayed out like a starfish on the beach in my bathing clothes. It's a swelterly hot day and I find it hard to concentrate on my work, so here I am. I let the cool sea wash over my feet and legs as I lay back on the sand. I hear a long, loud sigh coming from somewhere nearby, and I sit up to see where it came from. Snooty Booty, in repose, under the shade of a palm tree, is looking about her with a concerned expression, one that I've never really seen a cat make before. Oui, juste pour vous avertir, il y a des expressions weird, mais c'est un jeu britannique, puis il y a comme... Des fois, il y a vraiment des expressions qu'on n'a pas l'habitude de voir ou d'entendre. I go over to her to see if I can help with something. Are you okay, Snooty Booty? Je peux pas dater quelqu'un qui s'appelle Snooty Booty, ça va. J'espère que je vais lui donner un petit surnom cute là, parce que... Ouf! Ça va être dur. She lets out another long, wistful sigh. To be quite frank with you, human, no, I am not okay. I cannot expose this delicate skin of mine to the sun, but there is something I need to retrieve from further down the beach. It is quite the predicament. Alright, want me to fetch it for you? Oh, would you really be so kind, human? I would be very grateful. Sure, it's no problem. We can't have you putting that delicate skin of yours at risk, can't we? Snooty Booty looks grave. Indeed not. Skin care must come above all else, don't you know? One must never expose one's skin to the elements, human. It really is quite aging. Je pense qu'elle a comme déjà appris la leçon pis qu'il est déjà un peu tard. Oh, oh, oh. One must also never get stressed if one wishes to retain one's youthful aura, which is rather difficult on this frightful island. Oh, I know, believe me. How do you know? Are you stressed? Oh no, that would upset me terribly. Really? That's, sweet of you. Of course, you really are a precious thing. I do so hope you're finding your time here pleasant. Don't worry about me, Snooty Booty, I'm fine. Now what was it you'd like me to get for you? Well, before I tell you, I must ask that you don't inform the others of the whereabouts of this particular item. It is very dear to me, you see, and one of the few luxuries I have all to myself. Of course, that's no problem. I can be discreet when I need to be. I do hope so, human. You see, along the beach, just south of here, there's a tree which bears the ripest of coconuts all year round. It is quite splendid. The coconuts are always so sweet and creamy. Snooty Booty looks as if she's lost in a wonderful dream. Sounds lovely. Genre, je voudrais dire qu'un chat qui mange des coconuts, c'est probablement pas normal, mais en fait, j'ai acheté, tu sais, le substitut du yogourt vegan, qui est comme, qui ressemble à du yogourt, mais qui est fait à base de lait de coconut. Puis mon chat trippe, comme, quand je finis un bol de yogourt, genre, je donne le bol pour qu'elle lèche le fond. Puis j'ai fait pareil avec le substitut de yogourt à base de coconut, puis elle n'y a vu que du feu, puis elle a tout mangé. Donc, alright, Snooty Booty a le droit d'aimer le coconut. D'accord, la preuve est faite. It is! I like to drink coconut water as often as I can, as it is good for the skin and waistline. But the less civilized denizens of the island keep knocking the coconuts down before they're fully matured. Fortunately, no one else seems to have discovered this particular tree yet. Well, okay, Snooty Booty. I'll try to find some coconuts for you. I'll be back soon. You have my thanks, human. I've been walking for a lot longer than Snooty Booty led me to believe. I'm not sure if this is even the right tree, they all look the same to me. Although this one does seem to have more coconuts than the other. I decide to take a chance and bottle up as many as I can carry in my arms and haul them back to her ladyship. By the time I get back to Snooty Booty, and faint from the exertion, not to mention walking so far in the sun, I fall to my knees, panting in front of her. Here you go, Boots. Oh, Boots. Je suis pas sûre que c'est le meilleur surnom d'amour qu'on pouvait y donner, mais ça va faire la job. She eyes the pile with a distinct air of disapproval. Oh no. I only needed one coconut, human. Oh. These are far too many. Well, I do apologize, madame. Tell me, you didn't plunder the tree? Oops. No, there were plenty on the ground already, so, oh wow, that's a small mercy. At least you didn't hack them down. Hack them down? With what? Well, your hands are rather large and leathery. Snooty Booty, I do not use my hands for deforestation. Well, I'm sure you did your very best, although I really don't know what I'm going to do with so many coconuts. You're welcome, I'm sure. I look down at the pile of coconuts and it strikes me properly for the first time how strange it is that there are no creatures on the island to plunder them. What do you think it is, Newt, that keeps wildlife away from the island? Do you mean the magnetic barrier? Magnetic barrier? Oh, do keep up, human! I thought you were meant to be a scientist. I realized she must be referring to the force field that surrounds the island. Now, be a dear and crack one open for me. With my enormous hands? Well, you could try, I suppose. I push down the irritation that is slowly rising in me and smile politely. On second thoughts, I'll be right back with a screwdriver. Ouais, chez nous, c'est comme ça qu'on les ouvre, là. Un marteau pis un tournevis. A what? Snooty Booty looks horrified. It's a sharp metal tool that bores into things. What on earth would you need one of those for? So that I can make a hole to get the water out of the coconut. How else would you propose I do it? Well, look around you, dear. Look at nature's bounties. What about that? Snooty gestures with a limp paw at a shard of rock nearby. Snoots, how do you usually get the water out of the coconut when there isn't a human around? Well, the exuberant Kibble simply loves to break things. Had you not noticed? It's one of the few reasons I tolerate him, don't you know? Far better than one of your screw-dribbers, don't you think? I reach over and pick up the rock. It does look like it could actually do the job. Okay, let's give it a try. Here goes. Holding the coconut in a palm leaf, I gently tap the shell a few times with the stone before finally whacking it. It cracks open surprisingly easily and the water drains into the leaf. Oh, c'est bien clever. There now, see how nature provides, human. Yep, again, you're welcome. Quite. Snooty Booty stretches her neck and then upper body towards the leaf. She sticks her tongue out as far as it can go before raising her big eyes to me. I can't quite seem to. I suddenly realize what she's getting at. What? Ok, elle refuse de se lever puis elle veut que je la serve. Ah. Si je veux être dans ses bonnes grâces, je pense qu'il faut que je sois dans les bonnes grâces de Sa Majesté. I let her struggle for a moment or two before I begin to feel a little bit like a child pulling the wings of a fly. She can't help the way she is. Okay. You seem to be struggling a little, Boots. Well, you've placed my libation slightly out of my reach. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to help? Bring it a little closer, perhaps? Well, of course I would, human. Are you being deliberately obtuse? I would very much like to help you, Snoots, but you make it rather difficult. How? I don't understand. I've been perfectly clear in my instruction. You see, I'm under a spell. It's a very powerful one, which prevents me from following any instruction unless accompanied by some magic words. Aww. Ben... Non, elle l'envoie chier quand même un peu, là. Genre, je m'attendais pas à ce qu'elle fasse ça, parce que comme... Moi aussi, les dating sims, je peux pas les jouer genre comme moi, je voudrais interagir avec la personne, parce que je fail tout le temps, puis je me ramasse toute seule morte dans le caniveau. Fait que, à ce temps, je sais qu'il faut licher un peu pour que ça fonctionne. Mais je trouve que Ash, elle se laisse pas trop faire. Oh, would you care to enlighten me? Well, it would go something like this. Please, human, would you mind passing me my libation? Thank you very much. There is a pause during which I'm really not sure what Snooty Booty's thinking. Suddenly, the Sphinx erupts into peals of laughter. Oh. I seem to have forgotten my manners. Please do be so kind, human. I would be most obliged. Oh, go on then. I nudge the leaf closer to her and she delicately laps at it. I truly am indebted. Many thanks. That looks delicious. Mm-hmm. Snooty agrees without taking a break. You know, searching for those coconuts was thirsty work. I'm sure it was. Ça tombe bien, on n'a pas ramené genre 10. She's still lapping at the water. Cuffs. Oh, my throat's a bit scratchy. Especially in this heat. Ben, Narf, comme, la bonne réponse dans un dating sim, c'est pas nécessairement licher des bottes, mais c'est comme, qu'est-ce qui va convenir à la personne. Fait que, tu sais, comme il y a des dating sims qui essayent un peu de, justement, comme, revert l'idée, pis qu'il va y avoir un personnage que si tu liches les bottes, il va être comme « Ah, t'es tellement poche! » Genre, tu dis juste ça pour me faire plaisir. Tu vas tout le temps avoir comme un personnage plus tsundere qui est comme genre « Oh, je suis sûre que tu le penses même pas. » Fait mais tu sais, l'idée, c'est qu'il faut tout le temps que tu dises la bonne chose que la personne veut vraiment entendre, là. Mais comme... Mais elle, j'ai l'impression que le lichage de bottes, c'est la bonne affaire, là. Mais malheureusement, dans Perfect Date, on va le savoir juste à la fin du chapitre quels sont les dates qu'on a réussi puis les dates qu'on a pas réussi. Puis comme il y en a 5, j'ai vraiment tendance à oublier, genre, c'était quoi chacune d'entre elles. Fait que ouais, ça se peut que... ça se peut que je ne sache jamais laquelle que j'ai réussi ou pas. Snooty Booty finally comes up for air. Quite, that's the beauty of the coconut, you see. So hydrating and most palatable too. You really ought to try it sometime. I look down at the now dry palm leaf. Yes, that's a good idea, Boots. Je sais pas pourquoi je suis mad, j'ai vraiment ramené plein d'autres coconuts, genre. And the very best thing after drinking coconut water is to curl up and have a nap, you know? Beauty sleep is most important. Oh, is that so? Indeed, human. I suppose you have other things to do now? My god. Elle me donne mon congédiement. Oh well. Snooty Booty yawns and closes her eyes. I suppose I do. Sweet dreams, princess. She snores softly in reply. Oh mon dieu, elle ronfle. Quelle date de merde. Alright, bon, allons-y avec la recherche, parce que cet antidote-là, il se fera pas tout seul. Mais aussi, on est ici pour travailler. On a une job. Il faudrait faire notre job. On a juste une option, fait que je peux pas vous donner de choix. Taking vitals. It's time to check on some of your test subjects. Oui, parce que les chats sont nos test subjects. Pour des choses normales. Très normales. So nothing fancy, just a routine check-up. En fait, c'est peut-être là qu'on unlock Ravenpaw, je suis pas sûre. Voyons voir. I'm spending the day examining the cats to make sure they're in good shape. Muffin is a little grumpy today, presumably because she's an old lady and she's just been woken up, but otherwise she's doing well. As I replace her in her crate, I can't resist doing the human cat equivalent calculation. En âge? Ok. She's 18, so if 1 feline year equals 7 human years, that makes her the grand old age of 126. I know it's nonsense, but impressive anyway. Smokey's being quite vocal this morning, so I grab him next. His hair is a lot more luscious than it used to be. I can't help but run my hand through it. Although it's no longer growing, I can feel how thick it is. Ah oui, je pense que je l'ai éjecté avec de quoi de louche que le professeur m'a demandé d'y éjecter. Plus son poil s'est mis à pousser en débile. Apart from that happy consequence, there doesn't seem to be any other side effects from the drug we tried on him, which is a relief. Further examination shows him to... C'est drôle parce que là, on est comme un nouvel assistant de recherche, mais ça, c'était comme... C'est le dernier qui a fait ça, mais... On a lu son livre, puis là, on est comme juste prêt à, genre, continuer sa job seamlessly, comme si c'était nous autres qui l'avaient fait. Further examination shows him to be very healthy indeed, a little bigger and heavier than last time I weighed him. All his other vitals are within normal, acceptable range. I give him a small treat, and he plods off happily. Who's next, then? I suppose I have a free minute. Ah, c'est vrai, c'est qui, non, ça? I'm startled by the voice and turn to see that the quiet, chocolate-brown cat from the forest has entered without me noticing. Oh, Bee, you came! Well, I was invited. Of course! Will you let me check you over? I'd like to update your details on the catalog. Okay. She leaps up onto the counter gracefully and I begin the examination. You're in very good condition, aren't you? If you say so, Turntail. Pourquoi Turntail, là? Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Ah, parce que j'ai injecté... Parce que j'ai injecté le chat avec le médicament pis elle voulait pas, je pense. Why'd you call me that? She ignores the question. Turntail means coward, doesn't it? The journal the last assistant left says that you called him Turntail too. I've read all about it. What did we do to deserve being called cowards? You tell me. She looks almost sad. Well, I've racked my brain since you first said it, and I really can't imagine. I continue taking her vitals, keeping myself busy to ease the tension between us. Voila. The tension is real. You're taking too long. I remove the stethoscope from one of my ears. I'm sorry, Bee. Are you in a rush to get somewhere? I can't quite hide the sarcasm in my voice. Not this. I mean, with joining the dots, working it out. Working what out? The connection. I wait to understand. Between us! She's becoming more irritated with me, so I try to pull it back by being ultra calm. And what would that be? It's like a red rag tubal. Well, clearly not your IQ, mastermind. I feel stung. I can't understand why she's so upset with me. There's an awkward silence while I finish checking her over. Sorry. Her voice is no more than a whisper. I beg your pardon? It's not your fault. I just get so frustrated. Whenever there's a glimmer of hope, it's snuffed out before any progress is made. Although I don't understand, I don't want to interrupt her. She looks so earnest. I've been patient for so long, I'm beginning to forget. Forget what? Time is so... It's so... We mustn't waste it. She looks so small and lost. Look, Bee, I'm really sorry if I did or said something to get us off on the wrong foot. I think it would be a real shame for us not to get along. We could be good allies. Important. Huh? The word I lost. Time is important. Yes, it is. See, we can agree. Maybe you and I could sit down together and talk about that a little more. Maybe we could. Bea leaps off the examination table and saunters towards the door. I'll let you know. Turntail. She's gone before I can reply. What did I do? Bon, on unlock une nouvelle recherche, mais comme on sait, quand on fait 3 recherches, on finit le chapitre. Donc là, on va aller à Recon. Il nous reste juste un choix. Hacking. The professor's laptop probably has all kinds of interesting files on it. Luckily for me, there's a certain white-haired nerd who says he can hack it for me. C'est vrai. Il y a un des chats qui est un hacker. Because. C'est weird que Snooty Booty, elle savait pas c'est quoi un screwdriver, mais je pense qu'ils viennent de différentes époques. Parce que ouais, ils sont potentiellement immortels. C'est weird. The professor keeps all the data on a closed network. I have clearance to access a few files, but most of the info is encrypted and inaccessible to anyone but the professor himself. Ouais, dans le fond, dans l'équipe de recherche, c'est le professeur puis un assistant. Puis les assistants sont tout le temps en rotation parce qu'ils finissent tout le temps transformés en chat. Fait que c'est pas mal, surtout le professeur qui sait ce qui se passe dans la vie. Donc, good thing then that he left his laptop unattended before going on a trip to the mainland. Oh oh. He's gone to collect some specific components for some of the experiments we're running soon, or so he says, so I am holding down the fort. Puis il y a les marigolds qui sont comme des gens qui s'occupent du campement, mais qui sont pas des chercheurs, puis on sait pas trop qu'est-ce qu'ils font là dans le fond. When I open it, I see that his laptop is running the same technology as the catalog. It's the only working computer that I've seen on the island. It's password protected, as I expected, but that's not a problem because I have a trick up my sleeve. Kibbles, come here, work your magic. Kibbles has been playing with what looks like a rubber band under the professor's desk. He leaps up and stares at the screen with huge black pupils. Hello, Kibbles. It's a Unix system, I know this. Okay, so you have to use an OS exploit and a pen drive to boot straight to the desktop. Okay, slow down, I'm not good with this stuff. After some fiddling and impatient instruction from Kibbles, we reach the desktop. The professor's desktop background is a picture of him surrounded by cats. It should look cute, but it looks strangely unnatural. My god, j'espère que c'est une photo de genre, voici toutes mes assistants de recherche dans les derniers 8 ans. Haha, il y en a 32. We search for the files. Kib says we can get past the authentication process, but we still need to figure out how to decrypt them. He sets a process going to try to work out the encryption key. While that's working in the background, I take a look around the rest of the computer to see what else I can find. Une référence à Jurassic Park? Ah, it's a Unix system pour vrai? Je savais pas. Damn. I found a folder with pictures of all the cats in it. They look like they were taken from a distance with a powerful zoom lens. Someone's a cat stalker. Caught me mid-sneeze! Not very professional! J'ai oublié mon accent. Why do you think he has these photos? Well, I don't think he took them. He's only interested in cats as research subjects. Really? Then how do you explain this desktop background? Don't know. The computer makes a noise. The program has finished trying to decrypt the files. Une petite fille qui hack la sécurité de l'ordi. Mon dieu. La dernière fois que j'ai vu Jurassic Park, je pense que c'est quand il est sorti. Je serais clairement dû pour le revoir une autre fois. What is it? We couldn't get past the encryption. We can only get access to one file and it's an old one. I'll look at what he's referring to. Oh, but it's a good one. Yeah, what's it say? I read the document out loud. Observations on Project Felix. Day 74. Subject's ears are becoming pointed. Hearing range has expanded to 60 kHz. Subject appears to be developing a reflective layer behind the retina. Eyesight in darkness has improved by 50% since last measured. Subject's field of view has expanded to approximately 200 degrees. Body hair is becoming more dense. Longer hairs around the mouth and eyebrows have begun to grow faster and appear to carry sensory information. Attempts to reverse the changes have, so far, proved fruitless. Tomorrow we will carry out further invasive procedures. Day 75. Administered a combination of aminoglycosides, glucose, and a chemical extracted from the feral cat's adrenal glands. Initial results are promising. Subject appears to be in acute pain at all times. Day 76. Subject has perished overnight due to sudden heart failure, potentially as a result of increased stress. J'imagine. Postmortem to be carried out at 17 hours. Whoa, that's dark. Yes, it is. Probably a good thing you never told the professor you're catified. Bon, les chats, ils décident d'appeler ça catified. I noted download the file to the pen drive as Kibbles instructed. I closed the laptop. That's enough for one day, I think. C'était fucking traumatisant, ça. On unlock recon numéro 1, prouvant ainsi que les numéros des recons font absolument aucun sens. Parce que ça, c'est quelque chose que j'avais pas eu dans le premier playthrough. Je m'en rappelle absolument pas. Donc là, on est à 1 d'énergie, faut absolument qu'on se repose. Ça, c'est une affaire que j'ai découvert quand j'ai refait le jeu par moi-même pour pouvoir refaire la fin avec vous autres puis essayer d'obtenir une bonne fin. Je me demandais qu'est-ce que ça faisait si on manque d'énergie, si on décide d'aller faire une activité. Quand tu vas faire une activité qui te reste plus d'énergie, ou t'as des chances de te ramasser à 0, le jeu dit genre, t'es sûr que tu veux faire ça? Puis je me suis dit, on va voir qu'est-ce que ça fait. Quand je me suis dit, ouais, je vais y aller pareil. Tu meurs. Genre, tu te fatigues, puis le professeur décide que t'es pas un bon apprenti, que tu fais pas la job, puis il te renvoie. Sauf qu'en t'en allant sur le bateau, comme les gens savent que tu commences à te transformer en chat, fait que genre, ils te tirent une balle en tête. C'est genre vraiment grim. Genre, oh! Fait que ça fait rater ton chapitre, évidemment. Fait qu'il a fallu que je recommence tout au complet comme une deuxième fois. C'était... it was a thing. Espèce de jeu de fou. J'ai vraiment hâte de voir comment ça finit parce que tu parles un jeu de fou. Fait qu'on fait une sieste. Et voilà, il y a rien qui se passe pendant la sieste. Des fois, il y a des affaires qui se passent, me semble. Mais peut-être qu'on a eu toutes les différentes aventures qu'on peut se penser. Donc là, on est rendu à une autre romance. C'est quoi ce jeu? Ouais, c'est si dark, c'est si bizarre. Alright. Madame Snooty Booty. Snooty Booty? Snoots? I've been searching for the Sphinx for what feels like ages. For a cat that never seems to move, she's surprisingly difficult to find. I am answered eventually by an unintelligible murmur coming from the shade of a nearby tree. Of course she's sleeping. Snooty Booty? I poke at her gently to try and rouse her. Je pense que ça lui fera pas plaisir si on essaie de la poker, en tout cas. Ça starte mal une date, je trouve. Réveille! I have something for you. Ah, ok, là, peut-être être contente. A gift as it happens. Oh, human, it's you. Whatever are you doing up and about at this time? Comment je la faisais tantôt? Je suis vraiment pas bonne pour être consistante dans mes voix. It's midday, Boots. Snooty stares at me uncomprehendingly. I have an hour for lunch and I came to spend it with you, but if it's not a convenient time, I could always find something else to do. Wait, you mentioned a gift? Well, yes, I suppose. I had the idea when we were drinking. Well, when you were drinking from the coconut I fetched for you the other day. I took some of the remaining coconuts over to the lab and cooked up some coconut oil. Snooty Booty opens her mouth wide. I sit awkwardly, staring at her, unsure what exactly she's doing. Je pensais qu'elle allait comme se le mettre à la peau pour être belle. Non. Well, I'm ready to break my fast, human. It's hard sometimes to know whether to laugh or spit in this with this spoiled feline. No, Boots, this isn't for eating. You mentioned how good drinking coconut water is for you, so I thought you might like some coconut oil to rub onto your skin. Keeps you moisturized and youthful. Aren't you terribly clever? I can't help but blush. Snooty Booty rarely compliments anyone, so I feel honored. You may begin. Snooty Booty lolls onto her back, exposing her plump pink tummy to me. Rien de tel qu'un chat tout nu avec un peu de surpoids. Ooh, you want me to rub it in for you? Snooty Booty simply smiles in response. Well, please, wouldn't go amiss? Yes, well, I didn't want to make a fuss, but I would prefer it if you asked first. I sigh. There's not much point in arguing with Princess Snooty Booty. I don't think she actually means to be rude. Sometimes she just doesn't seem to understand how to talk to people as equals. Ouch. I don't have the energy to deal with it today, but I make a note that at some point she and I are going to have a little chat about etiquette. Please may I rub this coconut oil onto your skin? Yes, you may! I pour some of the pungent liquid ça sent pas si mauvais que ça. Liquid into the palm of my hand and rub it together with the other. I have no idea what I'm doing, as I've never massaged anyone before, but I work along the lines of putting sunscreen on a friend. As I touch the warm, loose skin on Snooty's primordial pouch, I'm struck by how delicate she really is, and I try to be as gentle as possible. Ouais, je suis pas sûre que ça comme... Je suis pas sûre que c'est vraiment l'équivalent de mettre genre de la crème solaire sur un humain que de mettre de l'huile sur un minou tout nu. Is that okay? You're very skillful with your hands, human. Okay. I do so wish I had those thumb things. They seem so useful. They're quite handy to be honest, but paws are cool too. Snooty Booty lazily inspects one of her paws. Do my paws next, will you? Snooty's skin is reacting well to the treatment and has become shiny and pliant. I see the good it's doing. I move on to massage her paws, but I'm quite taken aback by the length of her claws. Oh my, Boots, your claws are really quite long. Don't use a scratch poster or anything. What? You know, something abrasive to file them on? Whatever for? Well, it's part of being a cat, really. Stops them catching on things. Snooty Booty is peering at me with one judgmental eye open. Caught on what, exactly? Oh, I don't know, Snoots. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Oh no, do go on. I'm intrigued. You seem to be implying that there is a degree of neglect in my grooming. No, I most certainly am not. You're by far the most high-maintenance, I mean highly groomed cat I've ever seen. In fact, you're the perfect example of a sphinx. I'm a... what sphinx? She's trying to get me to say perfect again. It's hard to keep my face straight. Absolutely perfect, Snoots! And you're an expert? Well, I wouldn't call myself that, but I have been reading up on Sphinx cats, and you have all of the characteristics of a pedigree. It's very sweet of you to say so. Remind me, what would those be? Oh no! Je sais pas, ça va être quoi la bonne réponse. I hesitate for a moment, trying to remember what pause for thought listed at the top of features to look for in a Sphinx. Pause for thought. There was rather a lot of info and I want to give her the best bits. Alors, est-ce que je devrais la flatter dans le sens du poil qu'elle a pas ou ben lui dire les vraies affaires? Je vous écoute. Je me trouve très drôle avec mon pun de flatter dans le sens du poil qu'elle a pas. Parce que je sais vraiment pas, comme si je la flatte en disant pas la vérité, elle va peut-être se fâcher. Si je dis la vérité sans la flatter, elle va peut-être être genre... Ouais, c'est difficile, hein? Be accurate? Alright. Be accurate. Well, let's see. Sphinx cats are well known for their strong, muscular physiques. Oh shit. Je pense que ça commence mal. Snooty Booty stares silently. She's obviously engrossed, so I continue. Okay. Which is counterbalanced by their little pot bellies. She shifts a little, stretching out her torso. And you're of the opinion that I fit this description. Perfectly! I noticed how cute your pot was when I was messaging oily to it. The texture, too! I recite the sentence word for word. Although saggy in appearance, the texture of the Sphinx is surprisingly firm and rubbery to the touch, not unlike a hot water bottle. She blinks slowly. I imagine this is so interesting for her. Also, because they don't have fur to soak up excess oils, they have a tendency to be greasy and need to be periodically patted down with a cloth. Arc? Ouais, pot, c'est un pot belly, c'est une petite bedaine. C'est une petite bedaine. J'essaie de me rappeler dans quoi j'ai appris ça, c'est fucking... Voyons. Pulp Fiction. La fille qui est genre I want a pot belly, which is super weird. Anyway, Pulp Fiction. C'est aussi Booty pas convaincu. The manual also goes into great detail about the very unique personality of the Sphinx. And I'm sure you remember every word of that too? Absolutely, mon dieu, on est vraiment nerd. They're incredibly antisocial with other domesticated animals, yet extremely affectionate, even needy with humans, demanding attention at all times. Oh, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, I know the affectionate part was a bit wide off the mark, but otherwise it's spot on. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. It says they grow patches of downy fur in the colder months. Is that true? You may stop now. Okay. Her mood seems to have worsened. Fuck. You okay, Snoots? Actually, I am rather concerned for my overgrown claws. Huh? Well, there is little I can do about being a pot-bellied hot water bottle, but I can at least keep my claws neat. They have obviously hurt her feelings. Maybe the descriptions weren't that flattering now that I think about it. Maybe I could help with that? Ça aurait pu marcher, là, comme dans ce jeu-là, c'est genre impossible de guesser, là. Elle aurait pu devenir ultra offensée si on dit pas la vérité, fait who knows? Go on. How about I give you a manicure? Mon dieu, ça devrait faire plaisir, ça. Well, it can't hurt, I suppose. Tomorrow, then. I'll be here in my lunch break. You know, Snoots, you're the most beautiful aristocratic cat on this island. Well, the competition is hardly what one would call worthy. Oh, I don't know. The elders can be quite fetching in the right light. Mon dieu, qu'est-ce qui se passe avec nous autres tout d'un coup? In spite of all her efforts to hide it, I catch a glimmer of a smile before she curls up to sleep. Wow, c'était weird. On est devenu super lovey-dovey tout d'un coup, genre sans aucune fucking raison. D'accord. Il me semble que les petits cœurs dans les autres dates, ça a pris vraiment beaucoup de temps avant qu'on ait comme une image du personnage avec des petits cœurs. Ah. Alright, well, research. Encore là, je pense qu'on aura pas de choix. Ouais, on a rendu research 10. A turn for the worst. Oh no. Today's the day Mr. Bumble gets the all clear. He's a tough old boy. I'm looking forward to giving him a cuddle. Pourquoi ça s'appelle a turn for the worst? No. The professor lifts the flap of my tent and pokes his head inside. Ouais, parce que le professeur s'en crisse un peu de notre vie privée, là. Il est dans une tente, pis genre, hello. Boop. Ash, may I have a word? Of course, sir. He lets the flap fall shut. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's still dark in my little shelter. I quickly pull my lab coat over my pajamas and make my way outside to find the professor staring out to sea. Is something wrong, Professor? No, well, yes. Lucie avait une voix. Je vois ça manquait de voix. I suppose something is wrong. Your Mr. Bumble is getting worse, Ash. He's taken a turn in the night. Oh my goodness, but he was doing so well. I was going to recommend we release him this week. With older cats, this can be expected. A sudden relapse is common, and they become overwhelmed so quickly. I can't believe it. Is it something I did? Or didn't do? Did I miss something? No, Ash. I trust that you have done your absolute best for him, my dear, but I'm afraid he's a lot of discomfort now. Oh, his words cut like a knife. The thought of any animal being in pain is heartbreaking, but I've grown very attached to Mr. Bumble in the time I've been caring for him. We do a lot of good on this island, Ash, and it can truly be a joy to live with these beautiful animals and ensure that they are well and happy. But we also have to do a lot of things that we don't want to. Unpleasant things, you understand, though we always have the best interests of the cats in mind. I feel I know what's coming, but I hope I'm wrong. Mr. Bumble may live for a while yet, Ash, but his every waking moment will be full of pain and suffering. It's time like these we must think about what is best for our subjects. The professor takes a deep breath. Mr. Bumble will have to be euthanized, my dear. There's no two ways about that. But I thought it may be nicer for him if you were the one to do it. You could say your goodbyes, stroke him, make him as comfortable as he can be, and then take away his pain with one quick injection of ketamine. I'm frozen. I don't want to answer. You don't have to agree, but I wanted to give you the choice. He will be euthanized tonight either way. Would you like to be there? Donc pour ceux qui nous joignent pour la première fois, c'est clairement que le professeur a fait des tests sur Mr. Bumble dans notre dos. Puis là, tout d'un coup, oups, le test n'a pas marché, Mr. Bumble il est malade, hop, on le tue. C'est ça qui se passe à chaque fois, c'est vraiment fucking louche. Fait que là, on a 3 choix. I would like to take Mr. Bumble's pain away. I would like to be there, but I don't want to be responsible for his death. I don't want to be there. It's too upsetting. Je me rappelle comme pas la relation qu'on avait avec Mr. Bumble, par exemple. Fait que... je sais pas trop, là. On pourrait prendre l'entre-deux, mettons. I'm so sorry, sir. I don't think I could. Ah, say no more, Ash. I completely understand. Would you like to say goodbye? I think about it for a second. As much as I don't want to see him in any pain, I would like to comfort him in his final moments. Yes, please, sir. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Tu sais, comme, le chat il est très bien, puis tout d'un coup il va plus bien, c'est genre, c'est vraiment louche. Son blabla avec moi, c'est un vieux chat, comme, non, c'est n'importe quoi. The professor lifts Mr. Bumble out of his crate. I'm a bit taken aback by how well he looks. I had braced myself for a different picture entirely. I am grateful that he doesn't look as sick as he is. Ah, ce professeur, sale menteur. This will be quick and painless. Would you like to hold him as he goes? I nod. I can't muster any words. The professor hands Mr. Bumble to me, and as I cradle him, I feel him begin to purr. Oh. As the professor begins preparing the lethal injection, I take this moment to comfort Mr. Bumble and whisper some reassuring words, even though I know he can't understand me. Fait que ces chats-là, ils parlent pas, puis on les comprend pas, c'est pas... Ils sont différents. It's okay, my friend. Nothing bad will happen now. Liar! Oh, hello, Trixie! Uh-oh. I'm surprised to hear the familiar voice of Trixie coming from the shadows in the corner of the lab. I can't believe this! I trusted you! I cough away the sob in my throat. I can't answer Trixie without raising suspicion. Ouais, parce que le professeur, il entend pas parce que lui, il est pas en train de se chatifier. I defended you when people called you a traitor. I believed in you, but you're just like him, aren't you? There's nothing wrong with that cat. Mr. Bumble is as healthy as I am. You've been unwell for a while, haven't you, Mr. Bumble? And it's getting worse every day. It's time to do the kindest thing possible for you, even though it breaks my heart. Oh no, je peux pas le sauver. I hope Trixie understands that I'm talking to her. She scoffs. He's fooled you too! I thought you were smarter than that. Can you not see what's going on here? Professor turns to me glumly, the injection in his hand. Have you said your goodbyes, my dear? I instinctively start backing away from the professor, holding the cat to my chest protectively. Perhaps it's time to put Mr. Bumble in his crate and I'll take things from here. I can't watch this. Ah non, fuck off, je donne pas le chat là. En plus, Trixie est là, il est pas malade? Non. Refuse to hand Mr. Bumble over. No! Je vais me faire crisser dehors, je pense. Uh-oh. Je vais peut-être toucher. I know it's difficult, but the sooner the better. It's best not to draw these things out. But he seems so well, Professor, and he's purring. I know, my dear. That's because he likes you, and just because he's unwell, that does not mean he's unhappy. You've seen to that. Professor, can we not postpone this? Just a few more days, please. I think I could make him better. Ash, let's be grown-ups now. Popper scoops Bumble away from me with one arm, and before I can protest, I see the syringe disappear into Mr. Bumble's long fur. There now, all done. Wasn't that easy? I leave the tent determined to find Trixie and make things good with her. She's nowhere to be seen, so I leave a little note at the entrance of her cave before I go back to bed. Ouais, parce qu'ils peuvent lire. Oh no! Mr. Bumble. J'espère qu'à la fin, genre, le professeur, on le tue. Ouais, les expériences qu'on fait sur les chats sont crissement pas normales. Alright, recon. What's a recon? Our stealth mission. Ooh. There's something the professor is hiding from me. I know just the cats for the job. C'est clair que ça va être... c'est quoi son nom? Le Irish Cat qui est genre clairement un bandit. qui est un sacré filou. Nick something. There is a trapdoor in the floor of the lab that is completely off limits. I've spied the professor going in and out a couple times, but he always keeps it locked and it's never mentioned. He uses a keycard to enter, but as far as I'm aware, there are no copies. Strange though, having a trapdoor in a tent, let alone special high-tech security, I can't help wondering what on earth could be down there. Ouais, c'est un peu bizarre que la tente est comme sur la roche. You're just thinking of animal new research. C'est vrai. Ouch. I don't know if it's the catification or this environment, but my curiosity has really started to get the better of me recently. I spent some time ruminating and have finally formulated a plan on how to get past the trapdoor and into whatever is beneath it. But this is more than a one-person job. I need to find an accomplice. I've made my way down to the beach to a familiar sight at this time of day. Snooty Booty, McMurphy, and Kibbles are reclining in the afternoon sun. Hello. The gang's all here! Non, il manque... Shit. Fluffy butt. Flu butt. Can't you count? There's only 3 of us. I didn't mean it literally, Kibbles, but it's good to catch you. I need a willing volunteer to help me on my mission. Hush, my dear. Charmed though I always am to see you, you really do have a particular skill for interrupting one's beauty sleep. Now if you could just move slightly to your left, you're casting a shadow. I shift my position and lower my expectations. This may not go as smoothly as I'd hope. How about it, Murph? Fancy going on an adventure? Il va quand même pas refuser ça. Ah, Kara, you must know cats a bit better than that by now. You're going to have to give us all the details before you get any of us to agree to anything. Okay, how about this for intrigue? I have discovered a trapdoor in the ground of the main lab. Yeah, what about it? Oh, you know about it already? Obviously, it's not exactly hidden. So what's down there? Don't know. Don't care. Only the professor goes down there, Kara, and you can't blame us for not wanting to keep him company. Not that we'd be welcome. Come on, guys. Aren't any of you slightly curious? I already have a plan figured out. All I need is someone smart, stealthy, and skillful to be my partner in crime. Ha, Kara, there are many things I would do for you, but going into the professor's territory is not one of them. I'm surprised at you, McMurphy. I thought you at least would be lured by the thrill of the unknown. Ouais, moi aussi je pensais. Oh. Unknown my eye. Whatever the professor is hiding down there can't be good. That much we do know. I don't even know why you asked us. How can a bunch of cats help you? Ah, I'm glad you asked that, Kibbles. In brief, I have already worked out that the door is operated by an automated mechanism. When the boss walks through the door, it closes and locks behind him instantly. Well, almost instantly. It's your job to prevent that mechanism from making contact. Obviously, but how? I will sneak you into the lab in my backpack, and when the professor is exiting the trapdoor, I will distract him while you make a break for it, and using your epic weapon as a tool, prevent the door from fully sealing. Oh yeah, my weapon. And what would that be? Your pebble! Alright. Je pense qu'il y a un caillou favori. Kibbles look like he's about to scarp her, and I know I have to move quick. I open my rucksack. In you pop! I knew you'd be the bravest cat of them all. McMurphy flashes me a wink and nudges Kibbles forward. Come on, fais-toi face. Valiant and brave as ever, Kibbles. You're a better man than me. Kibbles gulps and slinks into my backpack. I head back to the lab before he can change his mind. Il n'y a pas le choix, il est dans mon sac. Now you've got to be as quiet as you can. A muffled voice comes from inside my bag. Hey Ash, your job is really boring. Kibbles, my job isn't waiting around for people to go through trapdoors all day. What exactly is your job? Well, it varies from day to day. Most of the time I'm looking after the cats. A friendly tabby called Oscar meows from his cage, as if he knows what we're talking about. Other days I might receive a delivery of samples and have to run extensive tests and log the information. Hey Ash, your job is really boring. Shh! I cut him off as the trapdoor begins to open and I give my backpack an elbow as the professor emerges. Oh, ouch. Ah, good day, Ash. Beginning on the new samples, are we? Always good to get a head start. Oh, yes, sir. I actually wanted to ask your opinion on this one. As I walk the professor over to my workstation, Kibbles has already leapt out of my bag and darted through the trapdoor just before it closes. Haha. Ah, actually, I see what I've done. I misread the 8 for a 3. Now it all makes sense. Sorry to waste your time, Professor. No worries, Ash. Say, may I ask when the last time was that you visited the optician? Just before I came to the island. Everything was perfectly normal, sir. Jolly good. Just checking. The professor pushes his specs up on the bridge of his nose and wafts... Je sais que ses specs, c'est ses lunettes. Ses lunettes. British talk. Je connais une couple d'affaires. I breathe a sigh of relief and run over to Kibbles. He has wedged a small rock inside the rim so that I can just pull the heavy door open. Well done, comrade. I knew you were the cat for the job. Kibbles looks proud in spite of his fear. Victory or death. I step down to join him, leaving the pebble wedging open the door above our heads. Immediately, I can make out a staircase in the gloom, taking us further underground. By the time we reach the last step, the temperature has changed noticeably, and I realize my teeth are chattering. Don't be scared, Ash. I'll protect you. Thank you, Kibbles. I fumble along the wall for a light switch. As soon as the lights come up, I cannot help but gasp. Oh mon dieu, ça a l'air d'une morgue. Oh mon dieu. In front of us is a set of steel cabinets. The light glints off of them and forces my eyes into a squint. This place reminds me of something, but I cannot think what. Une morgue. The drawers of the cabinets are neatly labeled, each explaining what is contained within. Gallbladder. Claw, front left. Parotid gland. There are hundreds of these, row upon row. I open a drawer labeled claw, rear right. It's what I fear I would find. Box claw samples, each labeled with a name, number, and some notes about that particular subject. Age, weight, breed, coloring. Every component that makes up a cat is laid out neatly in front of us. As a scientist, I'm used to seeing animal parts, but there's something different about this place. The sheer volume is overwhelming. Cat after butchered cat, it's horrifying. I feel sick. I know what this place reminds me of. A morgue. Called it. What the hell is this? Is this what they're doing to the cats that die here? I wonder if they're even waiting for them to die, but I keep my thoughts to myself. I look through the notes that Pauper left on top of the cabin. Pauper, c'est le nom de famille du professeur. Professor Pauper. It looks like they harvest these from the cats that died during testing. During testing. So they can study the effects of various compounds on each of the specimens. Parce que c'est clairement mieux d'avoir des morceaux de chat qu'un chat complet quand tu veux tester des affaires. Eh. Neither Kibbles or I feel curious anymore. We decide to close this particular door behind us. Yeah, fuck ça. Fuck ça big time. Alright, well dodo time. Si on veut pas se faire assassiner. Et est-ce que c'est le temps d'une nouvelle date? 2 recherches, 2 recon, yep! Ouais, mais on est en retard sur les dates. Je pense que je faisais une date entre chaque truc. Ça se peut-tu? Je sais plus. Anyway. Alright, Snoots! Je pense qu'on y avait promis une manicure, ça se peut-tu? Hey, Snoots! Fancy seeing you here? Really? But this is my spot, human. I'm often to be found here. I let it go because I'm so excited about what I've brought. Oh. Pick a hand! I hold my fists out in front of Snooty Booty. Oh, a game. How merry. She stretches out her paw in the direction of my left hand. Ta-da! I open it to reveal a piece of coarse stone that I cut up in the lab. Je suis pas sûre que that's a thing, mais en tout cas. Ooh, what a lovely rock you have there. It's coarse stone. I thought it could work well as a nail file. Ah ouais. Et là, c'est clair qu'on devait avoir des limes comme pour s'occuper des chats. En tout cas. What a clever thing you are. That's not even the best bit. Look! I open the other fist to reveal my fantastic find. Ooh, my, what is that thing? It's a nail polish! I found it in the lab. Well, intéressante anecdote, en fait, on a réellement du vernis à ongles dans les laboratoires, généralement. Ben, c'est rendu moins populaire, là, mais en général, c'est pour sceller les lames de microscope. Alors, tu mets... c'est ta base de lame de microscope, là, tu mets ton spécimen, puis après ça, tu mets une lamelle en verre par-dessus. Pour sceller le tout, pour pas que ça bouge puis que ça reste comme flat, on met du vernis à ongles transparent. Fait que, indeed, il y a du vernis à ongles dans le laboratoire. I have no idea who it could belong to, and honestly, I don't like to think too much about it, but I figured I could borrow it for one short hour without anybody missing it. And it looks just like your collar. Bon, ça appartenait probablement juste à quelqu'un. I squint at the bottom of the bottle. It's called Desire. Jesus Christ. I raise my eyebrows at the Sphinx. Ooh, nail polish, you say? Show me, human. She suddenly seems more interested. Je peux pas croire qu'on va y faire les ongles. I thought I could try giving you a salon-style manicure befitting a lady. Most sweet of you. Now, shall we sort the snacks and drinks first? Well, I came straight from work, so I didn't really... Oh, never mind. It won't take you more than a moment to fetch a coconut, and then we shall begin. Évidemment que c'était pas elle qui allait le chercher. I can't believe I'm actually doing her bidding. You have to hand it to her, that air of entitlement certainly gets her what she wants. I'm back quickly and out of breath. Within minutes, we settle into our session. Tell me if this feels at all uncomfortable, Snoots. I've never done this before, so guidance would be most helpful. It's surprisingly satisfying. I can see why other cats might engage in the process of scratching at trees and rocks. I've always thought they were hunting for termites like little scavengers. Next foot! I have finished her hind legs and I'm on the final front paw. This stone works really well. Did I tell you how I cut it in the lab? I don't believe you did. So how does this nail polish work? Is it like paint? I ignore her rudeness. Exactly. Paint it on and wait for it to dry. I've never painted someone else before, so this will be a new experience for both of us. I open the bottle and make the first stroke. Try to keep as still as possible. Ouais, mon chat, je pense pas que mon chat... elle serait tout le temps en train de les rétracter, là, pis faut tout le temps que je me batte avec elle pour les couper, fait que je pense pas que je serais capable de... T'imagines-tu, faut que le chat il garde ses griffes sorties assez longtemps pour que le vernis sèche? No way. I think you'll find I am statuesque in my stillness. Your hand is less so. I know, sorry. Your nails are just so tiny. I'm trying to color within the lines. What lines? What lines? Never mind, it's a human thing, I guess. I'm not sure I care for the smell of this nail polish. Really? I quite like it. Reminds me of pear drops. Of what? Oh, sorry, another human thing. Wow, look though! Your paws look fantastic! Oh my god! On a une image! The long, sleek talons are glinting shiny red in the sunlight. Elle avait déjà un bracelet en or, I guess. C'est vrai qu'elle a un collier aussi. Oh my! I am spectacular! She extends her claws momentarily and presses them into my arm. Not enough to puncture the skin, but if I tried to move, it would hurt. For the first time, I may appreciate what lethal weapons they could be. I must keep that in mind. So, come on then. I take out my catalog. Come on, what? Pose for the camera. C'est vrai, il y a une caméra dans le catalogue. Oh goodness, I hadn't realized this was going to be a photographic session also. How exciting! Yes, well, I'm going to have to remove that varnish before I go, so I thought it would be nice for you to have a photo. Oh no. Remove it? The Sphinx cat looks appalled. Whatever for? Oh, Snoots, I'm sorry, didn't I say? I can't leave it on you permanently. It would impede the natural retraction of your claws. Then I shall leave them extended. You can't do that. Her expression darkens. I beg your pardon? I thought for a moment I heard you tell me what I can't do. Surely I was mistaken. Je pense qu'on va compromettre. Je pense qu'on va compromettre. On a l'air vraiment bad. Ouais, c'était toute une patte de minou. Mais ouais, c'est vrai, elle a déjà un collier vraiment fashion. Fait que pourquoi pas des bracelets? Alright, je pense qu'on va compromettre. No, Snoots, you heard me perfectly well. I must insist that you allow me to remove it. Insist? Her forehead wrinkles with her raised eyebrow. I need to tread carefully here. Ask your permission, please. May I remove the varnish now? But it simply does not make sense. Why do it in the first place? I know how much you enjoy things like this. Pampering. I thought it would be a fun thing for us to share. You had fun, didn't you? Well, yes, but I certainly wouldn't have had I known you were simply doing it to taunt me. I wasn't doing it to taunt you, Boots. She seems genuinely upset. I'm sorry. There is an awkward little standoff, her eyeing the rubbing alcohol, or me eyeing her claws. I rack my brains to think of a way to compromise with her. Perhaps if I tried appealing to her sense of style. I wonder if you'd like to try something. I don't know why I didn't do it in the first place, actually. I'm so forgetful sometimes. You're wittering. Well, just before I came to the island, there was a craze sweeping the fashion world. I can tell I've caught her attention. I read all about it in Bon Vivant magazine. Go on. It's a French thing, apparently. Snooty Booty cocks her head to the side. It's called the Pinky Flick. Flèche Rose. She's going for it. I feel encouraged. I'm thinking on my feet. All the celebrities are doing it. Doing what? Having their pinky nail painted while the other nails are left natural. Just one nail? She looks intrigued. Yes, it really does look so striking and à la mode. Show me. Bullseye! I go to take Snooty's paw in mine, but she snatches it away. No. Show me. I pause, uncertain of what she means. Then the penny drops. She wants me to paint my own pinky nail with desire. Oh, gladly. I suppose I should have expected Snooty Booty to attempt to grow me at some point. Here goes. I swipe some of the bright red polish on my left pinky. What do you think? Looks a la mode, right? I hold my pinky finger to the corner of my mouth coyly. Aww. Well, I suppose it does look rather fletching. I'll make a deal with you, human. I will wear my nails à la mode if you promise to keep yours painted for the rest of your stay here. Oh putain. Toute une négociatrice. It's a deal. I doubt that such a tiny amount of varnish would cause her too much harm. It will come off naturally quite soon anyway. Ouais, c'est ça l'affaire, comme probablement en scratchant des affaires, ça va tout partir. Mine, on the other hand, is going to be more permanent. I can't wait to explain this to Professor Popper. Ah! Elle est dure en affaire, Madame Snooty Booty. Fait que là, il reste une recon, une research. Je pense qu'on va aller faire une autre romance. Recon, ensuite romance, research. Puis là, c'est fini, on va avoir tout clenché. On est rendu à 75%. J'espère qu'on va pouvoir le finir. Fait que, encore une romance avec Snooty Booty. Qu'est-ce que ce sera aujourd'hui, après la manicure? Toujours à la plage. Toujours à la plage, madame. Oh, be a dear, would you? Snooty Booty is in the habit now of holding out a limp, manicured paw for me to massage. I resignedly oblige. Oh, do you know, that reminds me, I have something for you. Something? For me? Oh, look at you with your mouth agape. Do close it, you'll embarrass us both. I am sorry, I just didn't expect you'd ever think of me when I'm not with you. Ha! You do make me laugh, human. Oh my, are you serious? Well, I'll have you know, I think of you a great deal. You are my most faithful subject, don't you know? Now if you want your gift, carry me further down the beach and I'll show you where I hid it. Cradling the hairless cat like a baby, I stroll... Like a baby, ça l'offusque pas. Je suis surprise que ça l'offusque pas. I stroll barefoot along the beach. Snooty Booty directs me with a wave of her paw every now and then. Huh. After a while, she loudly commands that I stop and put her down. Here, Snooty says with her regular level of enthusiasm, pointing a perfectly filed claw at a mound of sand. I buried it. I suppose you want me to dig it up then, Boots. Ça me surprend qu'elle a fait du travail comme enterrer quelque chose. Ha! You always know what to say to make me laugh, human. It's quite a talent, I tell you. With a sigh, I start digging. Thankfully, she didn't bury it very deep, and after a few seconds, I find a small object wrapped in a silk scarf. Wouldn't want sand getting into it, would we, dear? Snooty Booty says with a small smile. I carefully open the flimsy silk bundle and turn the contents over in my hands. It's a little black tub with a plain label stuck to it that reads Skin Creams P103. Oui, ça c'est... Il me semble que c'est dans les affaires qu'on teste. Oui, parce que les animaux qui sont les chats qui sont ici, on teste des cosmétiques sur eux autres. Comme si c'était pas déjà comme fucking horrible. Do you love it? What is it? Oh dear, can you not read? Yes, it says skin cream, but I don't exactly know what that entails. Oh, you see, one massages skin cream into one's skin. Yes, I understand that, Boots, but whose is this? Where did you find it? Well, it's yours now, human. I roll my eyes and further inspect the tub. It's very small and plain, with no cosmetic logo and name to be found. I pop open the plastic lid and sure enough, it's full up to the brim with goop. I scoop some out with my index finger and smell it. It smells disgusting, like bin juice or something. Oh. Boots! I can't put this on my skin, I'll attract all sorts of bugs and wildlife. Oh, come now. We must suffer for our beauty, mustn't we? What is in this stuff, Booty? Where did you get it from? All I ask is that you try some on your skin and tell me you don't see instant results. Oh, Snooty, have you been using this stuff? Of course. Without knowing where it's come from? But I know exactly where it has come from. Well then, will you please let me in on the secret? Oh, calm down, human. You will give yourself more wrinkles. Let us take a moment to ponder how my generosity is giving you a thoughtful gift has developed into your interrogating me in such a brutish manner. I take a deep breath. Moi aussi. Snooty Booty, I do apologize and thank you sincerely. Of course, I am touched by your generosity and consideration. However, I am also quite concerned for your welfare. Did you take this thing from the lab? Oh no, not at all. Thank goodness. I took it from the stockpile behind the lab where the fire pits are. You mean the incinerators? Snooty, did you take this from the toxic waste bins? I have no idea what they're called, but they routinely give forth the most incredible produce. Waste is indeed a fitting word. I think you'll find toxic is the objective word in that title, Snoots. The contents of those bins are meant to be burned. But why are they burning skin cream? I further scrutinize the tub and conclude that it really is some kind of beauty product. This makes no sense. Actually, Princess, this is a fantastic present, and I'm going to take it right now for further examination. Thank you so much for this. Well, finally, a little gratitude. I am very grateful. Well, you can report back to me with how splendid you look after a few applications. Oh, I will. One thing though, Snooty, just to be clear, have you been using this? I have. Please don't throw me in the water again. And no problems? As you can see, human, my skin is as smooth and clear as porcelain. Yes, so why incinerate it? Speak up, human, you're mumbling. Nothing, Snooty, I just need your word that you will not use any more products that you find near the lab again, okay? Oh, I see your game, human. You want to be the fairest of them all, eh? No, that's not it. Very well, human. I should go au naturel for a while, and you will see how, without even a touch of skin cream, I am still as radiant as a star. Oh, okay, Snooty. Challenge accepted. Indeed. Je me rappelle plus. Il me semble qu'on avait fait une recherche à un moment donné dans laquelle on découvrait qu'est-ce qu'ils mettaient dans la crème. Puis il me semble que ça avait rapport avec les Elder Cats. C'est genre de la salive de Elder Cat ou quelque chose du genre. C'est dégueulasse. C'est vraiment pour ça que ça sent mauvais. Puis c'est ça, des fois on les injecte aux autres chats, ou on les met sur les autres chats, puis là comme leur plaie ils guérissent pas, puis le professeur il est comme « Ah! Comme c'est étrange, il va falloir le tuer. » Alright, Recon. Recon size! Good, Snooty Boozy's gift! I'm worried about the skin cream Snooty found. I'd feel a lot better if I took some time to analyze it. Là, comme d'habitude, à chaque fois qu'on analyse la composition chimique de quelque chose, ça va être genre de la bullshit parce qu'on est dans une tente au milieu de la jungle puis on n'a pas genre un spectromètre de masse, mais c'est pas grave. How does Snooty Booty keep finding experimental cosmetics? Comment ça keep? Ah oui, parce qu'il est comme genre elle finit sa bouteille puis elle en trouve un autre, j'imagine. We're on an island in the middle of nowhere. It makes no sense. And this one is from the incinerator, no less. I decide to run some tests on it. Snooty Booty developed some nasty welts after using this cream. Ah ouais? I want to see what it's made from. I have a feeling this is not something the professor would want me to be poking around in, so I've come to the lab late at night to make sure I don't get any unwanted attention. I'm quickly able to identify a number of common natural skincare ingredients like shea butter and chamomile, but there are some other components that I can't immediately identify. I check for cat saliva. Maybe they're not looking at the same kind of product as the stuff Snooty Booty found washed up on the beach, but no match. Ah ouais, on avait trouvé quoi? Ça me semble qu'on avait trouvé un produit à un moment donné qui avait réellement de la salive de Elder Cat dedans. I run the sample through the database of organic compounds. Évidemment, on peut faire ça. To see if there are other matches. As I suspected, this cream uses some other cat-based ingredients. This time it looks like cat urine is being used. Ah, c'est pour ça que ça sent les poubelles. I had better not share that little discovery with Snooty Booty. I decide to check for any clues out by the incinerators. Maybe I can find out a little more about where these things are coming from. At the back of the tent area are a couple of large pits that are for the disposal of harmful waste from the lab. There's nothing incinerating right now, so I can dig around a little in the smoldering ashes. I'm tentatively moving the debris about with a stick. So far it seems like to be just soot and cinders, no clues. Suddenly the silence is disrupted by the sound of someone entering the lab. Uh-oh. I make myself scarce by crawling around the far side of a nearby bush. As luck would have it, I happen to have ended up on an ideal vantage point to be able to see into the lab through a gap in the canvas. Ah ben, professeur puis le monde qui ont les bateaux. Two men enter with a large crate. I recognize them as the ferryman and his son. Professor Popper is with them. He directs them to place the crate on the worktop. The professor reaches in and brings out a small tub that looks identical to the one Snooty Booty found. My guess is that this is the next batch for testing. The professor stops what he's doing abruptly and looks at his catalog. I presume he's receiving a phone call. He dismisses the two men with a wave of his hand. As soon as they're gone, he turns his attention to the catalog. He looks anxious as he speaks. Yes, they've just been delivered. I shall make a start first thing tomorrow morning. On a de la réception téléphone ici? On a de la réception téléphone. Yes, madam, I certainly will, madam. With all due respect, I do understand the urgency, but I'm sure you understand the need for thoroughness. I can assure you it will be ready for the deadline. Testing on sample 104 is going far more smoothly than 103. The improvements are very encouraging. There's a long silence. From the expression on his face, I imagine he's being lectured. It's very important to cross-check it with data here. The island itself has a significant effect on the samples. We still have some tests left to do. We're making progress, of course. I shall let you know straight away. The call ends abruptly. Presumably, Madam cut him off. He looks angrier than I'd ever seen him. He marches out of the lab and heads off in the direction of his tent. I sneak away from the bushes and head back to my own tent. I can continue with my investigations another time. Ou pas, parce que c'était notre dernier recon. No! On a rien débloqué. Oh no! Là, on va se reposer. Parce qu'on n'a pas le choix. Et dernière date avec Snooty Booty. Donc, avec l'issue de cette date-là, c'est là qu'on va savoir si on a comme vraiment screw up. Mais semble, c'est là où les dates sont tout le temps semble... Ouais, non, c'est vrai. Non, les dates sont toutes pareilles. C'est après la date à la fin du chapitre qu'on va savoir si on a screw up. Dans le fond, il faut qu'on en réussisse 3 sur 5 pour réussir à successfully date the cat. Date that cat. Dernière date. Théoriquement, ça devrait être la plus romantique, la plus magique. Oh, il y a déjà des cœurs. Ah, the delicacy of a moment is sometimes only matched by the beauty of the moonlight's reflection on the sea. Snooty Booty turns her big, shining silver eyes up to meet mine. Human, I have lived a long life, and only the first of 9, don't you know? It has been much of the same for as far back as my fragile memory reaches. Seeing the moon reflected on the sea would once mean only that I had stayed awake too long, and that I shall see that same shade of grey reflected in the circles under my eyes the next day. However, seeing how you conduct yourself, human, with the grace of a drunken fruit fly, and yet the confidence of a red-bottomed mandrill, has left me quite inspired. You do not care one bit about how you look. I suddenly try to comb my hair with my fingers as Snooty Booty turns her attention back to the moon. I have found, since meeting you, that when one cares less about one's appearance, one finds the capacity to care more about other things. Is that so, Boots? Quite so, human. Indeed, I have found it rather freeing to bathe in salt water, something which not long ago would have caused me to turn grey with anxiety. In the same vein, I feel I am owed some thanks for teaching you a thing or two about proper skin care. Snooty, your demand that I use a night cream caused me to break out in hives. But once this subsided, you were left with a very healthy glow. I sigh. Ash? Yes, Snooty Booty? There is a poem I half remember. The words have become irrelevant, but the sentiment is so enduring that it is almost enough to cause me to weep at the thought of it. Music is also like that, don't you find? And smell. All of the senses, in fact, are the palette that colors our experiences and leaves an indelible mark on the soul. That's beautiful. Human, I believe you and I are both esthetes. We're what? We share an artist's appreciation of the séduisant. And again, what? Really, do try to keep up. I can tell I'm somewhat spoiling a mood here, so I keep my mouth shut and try to look engaged. I have suffered on this god-forsaken island for the lack of many things, but nothing has quite matched the pain of feeling alone, not having a companion to share the most delicate sensibilities that life has to offer. An alluring scent, a vibrant hue, and Epicurean delight, all the subtle joys that are wasted on our more uncivilized cohabitants. It has been like air to my suffocation, sharing time with you, human. Why, Snoots, thank you. I enjoy our time together too. And so, she plows on as though I am an interruption. I feel that together, you and I might create something rather wonderful. Oh? A masterpiece! Alright, a masterpiece. Out of what? Out of us, human. A union. A joining together of souls. I don't know. A marriage of hearts and minds. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Snooty? I am saying that I am fond of you enough to give me cause to believe that we may be able to commit each other in the time-honored tradition of love, human. Oh wow. Là, évidemment, comme vous aurez deviné, il faut dire I love you too, sinon on scrap. Là, on a pas la bonne fin avec elle. Ok, of course! I love you too. Well, I'm amazed. What you're saying is more than I could have hoped for. So, it is agreed, human. You shall dote on me as my equal from now on. Absolutely. I'm 100% about the doting. Snooty will certainly keep that part of this agreement. I'm a little more suspicious about the equal part somehow. But as we sit together admiring the huge orange moon, I feel quietly confident that she will learn with time and a patient teacher. Aww. And that was Snooty Booty. Wow. What a kitty. Achievement unlocked. Oh yeah. C'est vrai, c'est la seule qui me manquait, je pense. Est-ce qu'on est prêt à finir le chapitre? On n'a pas le choix. On n'a pas le choix. Dernier jour de recherche. Yes, I am ready. Research 14, lunch meeting. It's my day off. Time to get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Wow, ça finit bien. Malgré toutes les affaires fucking grim, on va avoir une belle journée. I'm quite excited about today. I was very surprised when Professor Popper told me a few days ago that he was giving me Thursday off. Oui, c'est ça. Épicure heureux et eurent de nombreuses sessions de massage à l'huile de coco. Exactement. Yes. Although I'm supposed to have Sundays as a rest day, there's never really time off, as someone always needs something done, but the professor was quite categorical about it. I do not want to see you anywhere near this research facility. Mrs. Marigold will prepare you enough food for the day. Go visit some of the places we've been to during our fieldwork or something. There's never enough time to fully explore. A tired researcher is a sloppy researcher. Recharge your batteries. I must admit, I had a pang of suspicion, but was eager to have a whole day to myself, so I didn't hesitate. Ouais, c'est clair qu'ils veulent faire de quoi. C'est clair que le professeur fait de quoi de louche, puis il est comme, dégage, va-t'en dehors de mes pattes, là. So here I am, heading out to the far eastern side of the island to have a closer look at the blue-colored moss that grows on the moist cliffs overhanging the sea. It is the part of the island least populated by cats. I wonder why. I decided to take my breakfast with me and sit down on some small rocks just outside of our residential area to enjoy the quiet. That smells good. Oh goodness, Bee, you startled me. I thought I was alone. T'es jamais seul sur cette île-là. You're very much alone, I would say. I feel vaguely irritated. Why does she always talk in riddles? I'm not in the mood for this today. If you want to share some of my food, you're welcome to, but let's not talk, eh? Thank you. I'm taken aback. No enigmatic answer or smarty-pants remark. B simply accepts the piece of bacon I've torn up and put on the rock beside me. Ouais, c'est sûr si tu lui donnes du bacon, j'imagine qu'elle va faire ce que tu veux. I haven't had this stuff for such a long time. Bacon? Oh yes, I forgot its name. Did the previous researcher share their breakfast with you? No, it was mine, I think. I'm finding it harder and harder to remember to order my thoughts. The small brown cat is becoming upset, and I reach out to stroke her instinctively, but she shrinks back from my hand. Oops. I wouldn't hurt you, Bee. I was just trying to comfort you. But you will hurt me. You won't mean to, but you will. I don't understand. It's like a dream. If I try to grasp it, it vanishes. I'm losing my memories and I want so much to pass them on before they're lost forever. It's okay. I have managed to coax her close enough to run my finger along her cheek and she responds, moving in closer. Doesn't have to make sense, you know. You can just talk, let it all pour out, and see what we discover. Where are you going? Where aren't you at work? You should be finding it. She has sat up abruptly and pulled back. I'm thrown. Finding what? I can't. It's a thing at work. Oh, there's no work today. The professor gave me the day off, so I'm headed to the Blue Moss Cliffs. Don't. What? Don't go there. The Blue Moss, it's something. It's what happens when we dispose of stuff from the secret lab. Are you okay, Bee? He's tricking you. My name's not Bee. It's not. I know, that's just what the last assistant called you. You can be called anything you like. I'm trying... C'est clair, Maxine, des anciennes assistantes, là. C'est clair. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm trying my best to calm her. She's very distressed and I'm afraid for her well-being. Let me help you. I have some cat soothe in my bag. I quickly open a small bottle and tip a little of the clear fluid into the palm of my hand. Surprisingly, B immediately starts lapping at the little pool. Ça doit être la drogue. It's catnip. Within a short time, she's calm and allowing me to stroke her. Toxic. Pardon? Toxic. That's the word I was looking for. The blue moss area? Yes. She's purring now, as though being able to remember has comforted her. You also said we. We? We dispose of stuff from the secret lab. You got there in the end, didn't you? I have a sickening excitement in my stomach. We? You were me! You had my job before me! A long time ago. Her speech is slurry and her eyes are drooping. C'est sûr, je viens de la droguer, genre. Like a dream. I need to wake up from this dream. Get back to him. To me. B, talk to me. Who's he? I need to know. No answer, as the little cat is snoozing. No! Il me semble qu'on avait entendu parler de la mousse bleue la dernière fois qu'on avait fait le playthrough. I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. Ah, ça c'est la fin du chapitre. This morning, I noticed another change in my appearance. Up until now, it's been easy to cover up my transition. I just had to keep on top of removing the excess body hair. Even the stub of a tail that appeared a few days ago hasn't been a problem. Who'd see it? But this new development is definitely a turning point. How am I going to explain the fact that my pupils have turned into vertical slits? I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm going to hide out for a while and see what happens. And we're a cat! Here, spread it here. The shade is perfect. She's indicating a small spot in the sand beneath a large palm tree for a midday nap. I begin to spread the old blanket I've been dragging behind me. It's the one I used to have on my bunk when I lived in a tent. That memory is beginning to fade a little around the edges. I still recall how conflicted I felt though. I knew I wanted to be with Snooty, but I had a strong urge to keep working on the antidote. Eventually, the decision was made for me. I found it too difficult to remember things in the lab. I kept making mistakes. Then I just sort of allowed myself to sink into my transition. It was quite gentle and the reward was worth any problems. Aw, on est cute. Yes, this bit of shade is perfect, just like you. But really, Snoots, I don't know why you need this old thing. The sand is so soft and warm. Also, it creeps me out a bit. It reminds me. For goodness sake, Ash, you've been a cat for 5 minutes and already you know what's best for us. May I remind you that you have fur to protect your skin, but mine is exposed and far more delicate. I suppress a giggle. Yes, of course, my love, you have skin like the wings of a butterfly. Yes, and I have no idea why that amuses you. I am just happy. You make me happy. Well, you could make me very happy right now. Ooh. Name it. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. You really ought to be more mindful of those rash declarations. I mean it. Just name it. Anything. Well, fortunately, I have a very kind and humble nature, so I shan't take advantage of your simplicity. All I want is that you fan me with a palm leaf. I look around until I find one I can comfortably curl my tail around. This isn't really as easy as it used to be. But practice makes perfect, my dear. We settle down in the peace and quiet of the afternoon, me gently wafting the palm leaf over his snoozing snoots. How much more blissful could life be? I'm half tempted to warn the new research assistant to just throw in the towel from the start and join us, but I suppose they have their own journey's end. I'm so glad I found mine. Ah. Et c'était la fin du chapitre 5! On a raté une date sur 3. On en a eu 2 de bonnes, en tout cas. C'est peut-être juste 3 dates qui comptent au final, je suis pas sûre. Ending achieved. Cats romance 4 sur 6. On est rendu à 5 sur 6. Ah, il doit y en avoir un que j'ai raté. Antidote à 81,9%. Je sais pas si ça va être suffisant, mais on croise les doigts. Hein. On continue, ça va me prendre un nom pour le prochain assistant de recherche. Je vous écoute, sinon je l'appelle Narf. Rob. Oh, Kevin. Kevin. C'est vrai qu'il y a Kevin, je trouve que c'est meilleur. Parce qu'on va cruiser quelqu'un en s'appelant Kevin. Ouais, j'ai fait un typo, mais j'ai accroché le W en pesant sur le E, mais en fait, je pense que je vais garder ça comme ça. Yes, Kevin! Chapitre 6. Vous êtes encore toutes là, oh my god, vous êtes parfaits. Ça devrait être comme théoriquement la fin, puis ça devrait être comme théoriquement une bonne fin. J'espère qu'on va avoir réussi l'antidote. Comme, je suis sûre que j'ai tout fait à 100%, là. Fait que genre, si j'ai pas fait à 100%, je sais pas qu'est-ce qui a pas fonctionné. Ok, comme d'habitude, on descend du bateau, puis c'est encore comme plus rapide que d'habitude. Oh, tu te fais-tu par des dinosaures? Ouais, c'est excitant tout ça, c'est genre, c'est vraiment intéressant comme, ben c'est comme surtout genre vraiment mystérieux comme jeu, puis ça a surtout absolument pas l'air de tout ça, comme dans le marketing, dans les images qu'on sur Steam pis tout, ça a l'air de, c'est tout rose pis tout cute pis tu dates des chats, mais comme, aussitôt que tu réalises que genre, il y a des tests qui se passent, comme c'est pas tant long que tu finis par réaliser genre, ah non, c'est wrong là, c'est pas correct ce qui se passe ici. Bon, oh, is it awake, human? We need to talk to you. Save it. I know how this goes. Fluffy bum. Blah blah blah. Ok, on dit exactement la même affaire que la dernière fois. No, not really. Wow, we really did read that journal. Yes. Help the kitties. Of course. Help the kitties. Always help the kitties. Oh, hey! J'aurais dû prendre cette occasion-là pour prendre une pause, en fait, parce qu'il est parlant de help the kitties. Rien n'est dehors. Donc là, peut-être qu'elle miaule, mais j'ai comme... J'ai des écouteurs qui coupent le son, fait que j'entends pas. J'en reviens. Alright, the kitty is in, I repeat. The kitty is in. Oh mais, inquiétez-vous pas, correct. C'est juste qu'elle attend devant la porte. Mais c'est elle qui insiste pour sortir, là. She's good. She's doing great. C'est sûr que là, il fait comme noir, là, fait que c'est moins le fun, là. Mais quand il fait beau à se coucher au soleil, là, ce temps-ci, il fait vraiment beau, là, fait qu'elle se couche au soleil pis elle a bien du fun. Ok. Elle va être correct. Alright! Fait que là, on a encore notre catalogue qui beep, puis il va encore avoir un message vraiment fucking louche. Don't give the game away! Ah. D'accord. Who the hell? Someone needs to take that phone away from Mason Marigold. The rest of the day is uneventful, just working in the lab with the professor. Ok, c'est la même affaire que d'autres. Ouais, il y a toujours différent ce message-là. Je sais vraiment pas qu'est-ce que Mr. Marigold essaie de dire. Bon, là, on a-tu unlock? Oui, on a unlock Ravenpaw, oh, Jesus Christ. Parce que je pensais qu'on avait fait... Ouais, c'est ça, il me semble qu'on a fait le truc où est-ce qu'on prend soin d'elle puis on la sort de sa cage. Mais pour moi, elle est juste disponible au chapitre 6. Je présume que ça doit être ça. Je pensais qu'elle était barrée jusqu'à temps que tu te débarres, mais non, ça doit être à cause que c'est le chapitre 6, je sais pas. Oui, Drosier, il fait pas ce temps-ci. Mais moi, je m'en rends compte parce que j'ouvre la porte pour le chat, là. Sinon je m'en rends pas compte tant que ça. Alright, on commence avec une date avec Ravenpaw, ou on commence avec Research. Ça fait weird qu'on commence direct avec une date parce que c'est comme t'arrives pis c'est la première affaire qui se fait. On va voir si on a de la recherche de Unlock. Oui, recherche 15. Growing Pains. Oh non, il me semble que celle-là est fucking terrible. Il me semble que celle-là on l'avait fait la dernière fois. It's time to release some of the kittens we've been holding. It'll be sad to see the little ones go. Il me semble que c'est grim ça. I feel like I'm buried under a mountain of samples that need to be sorted and logged. Some days are like this. My back and neck are beginning to seize up, so I decided it's time to step out and stretch my legs for a few minutes. I hear the mewling of the kittens as soon as I'm out of the tent and follow the sound. Sure enough, Professor Popper and Mrs. Marigold are at the large kitten crate. They seem to be lifting them from their crate into a transporter cage. Ah, que... Je sais pas pourquoi je m'y attendais comme pas. J'étais comme distraite. Hey! Par ma propre Little Trixie. Elle s'appelle pas Trixie, mais... Elle est pareille. Elle est pareille que Trixie dans le jeu. Oui, elle est pareille. Vous voyez, elle va bien là. J'ai pas martyrisé mon chat. Ouais. Elle est même pas froide, parce qu'il fait pas vraiment froid en fait. Good girl. Okay, Kevin, have you finished all that work already? You really are a marvel. Actually, I'm not even halfway through. I was just taking a quick break. What are you two doing? Time to be pushed from the nest, so to speak. Oh, already? I thought it wouldn't be until next week, at least. Some are faring so well, it would be cruel to keep them incarcerated. They have plenty of protection out there. It's a very safe island for the most part. C'est sûr, il n'y a aucun autre animal que des chats. Fait ils vont comme pas se faire ramasser par un faucon. Fait que pour moi, il y a ça. Some, Professor? Who's staying? Just a couple, I think. This chap for certain. He picks up the plump grey male that Trixie insisted we tag. He looks a picture of health to me. I don't understand. Really? But he looks so well. Quite advanced too. Yes, how deceiving looks can be sometimes. You little fucker. I feel a moment of tension in the air, and I could swear I saw a look pass between the Professor and Mrs. Marigold. May I ask what's wrong with him, Professor? Yes, of course, Kevin. An inquiring mind is to be encouraged, but alas, an overworked mind is no good to anyone, so I'll go through it with you another time when you have less on your plate. I stand for a moment, like an idiot, before I realize I've been dismissed. Oh, yes, I really ought to get back to my cataloging. As I reluctantly make my way back to my mountain of work, I can't help feeling uncomfortable. I will be keeping a close eye on that little furball. That furball's gonna die! That furball's gonna die! Ok, c'était pas long comme recherche. Alright. On arrive vraiment vers la fin là, fait que je pense que genre, tous les trucs sont juste fucking terribles, ça va débouler. Mais c'est ça, la dernière fois qu'on a joué, ça a déboulé pis on est mort. Fait que là, j'espère qu'il va se passer de quoi pis qu'on va avoir l'antidote en fait. Alright, time to romance Ravenpaw. Donc Ravenpaw, on l'a trouvé dans la forêt, dans une petite cage, complètement à part, puis comme vraiment malade puis faible. Puis on s'est occupé d'elle, jusqu'à ce qu'elle soit assez forte pour s'en sortir. Fait que je sais pas trop si on a comme réussi à la sauver des pattes du méchant professeur, je me rappelle plus trop. Mais elle parle, donc c'est pas comme tous les autres chats sur lesquels ils font leur test. Elle parle. Ravenpaw's health has made some heartening improvements lately, so much so that the professor and I decided she didn't need to be in isolation anymore and could be moved to the lab for further treatment. Ah non, finalement, on l'a pas sauvé du professeur. Je savais qu'on avait pris soin d'elle. Ah, mais ça doit être pour ça qu'elle est toujours au chapitre 6. Parce qu'il t'arrive à un moment où tu commences à catcher, genre, what's going on. As I prepare to salve in my pestle and mortar, I'm distracted by a tiny plaintive sound. I turn around, and Ravenpaw is curled up in her cage, motionless. As I resume my work, there it is again, and I realize she's humming. Is that you? I thought you were asleep. Sorry, I didn't realize I was humming out loud. What is that tune? Oh, it's just my song my mom used to sing for me. I hum it sometimes to get to sleep. It sounds lovely. Maybe if you taught it to me, I could sing it to you when you're feeling poorly. Ravenpaw frowns at me and buries her face under her paw. Can't sing. I disagree. I bet you have a lovely voice. No. I put my tools down and go over to her. Well, maybe you'd like to listen to some songs instead. I believe this has a music library. I take the catalog from my lab coat pocket. Let me see. How do I work this thing? I haven't used this function before. I fumble with the options until a song called Summertime begins to play. Summertime? Oh.
Summertime, feeling fine, going to the beach. Wind in my hair, don't have a care, tastes just like a beach.
How about this? What is that? It's by Soft Summer. Do you like it? It's catchy, right? It's making me want to claw my eyeballs out of my skull. Let's turn it off then, shall we? I frantically fiddle about with the catalog until the music stops. I think my ears might actually be bleeding. Oh gosh, I'll get my otoscope and some cotton buds. Not literally, you donkey. Oh, right, of course, you were making fun of me. I've never seen Ravenpaw be so open, but it's great that she's inching out of her shell, but I'm not sure how best to react. Well, I think I can download more music onto this thing. What would you like to listen to? It's okay, you don't need to waste your data on me. It's not a waste if it makes you happy. Ray, oh Ray, on l'appelle Ray maintenant. Go on, you must have a favorite band. Ravenpaw goes quiet, lost in thought, until finally she mumbles her response. Mad Catters. High tea. I don't want to seem uncool by admitting that I've never heard of the Mad Catters, let alone any of their songs, so I give her a knowing nod and start searching the music app. Be agreeable to be myself. Oh, on a la tune. Be yourself? Alright. Alright. Let's be myself. Oh, wow, this is, loud. Yeah! Ravenpaw smiles and closes her eyes in appreciation. C'est ça qu'elle avait aimé. Mon dieu, t'as tellement de bonne mémoire et je m'en rappelais vraiment pas. Mais c'est vrai, genre super punk, là, fait que c'était pas toi-même, t'es de la merde. Faut que tu say fake, yo. I sit awkwardly, waiting for the racket to end. Ravenpaw looks totally relaxed, her shield slightly lowered. Yep, I'm pas mal forward. Finally, the screaming stops and I hurriedly put my catalog back in my lab coat pocket before she can ask me to play something else. Not for you, then. I just don't get it. My ears just heard racket. Sorry. Don't be. It's good we're all unique. So, cards on table time. Huh? All-time favorite song? Oh, there are too many. You probably wouldn't like any of them anyway. That's not the point. It's your taste, not mine. I showed you mine. Okay, it will always be a Bowie song. Il y a quelque chose dans ce jeu-là, là, parce qu'il y a plusieurs dates qui parlent de musique, puis genre, tous les assistants de recherche trippent sur David Bowie dans ce jeu-là, comme tout le monde. Respect. Really? You like him? How could you not? I think it would have to be off the album Hunky Dory. Choice? Which song? I'm feeling flushed with success. This is going better than I could have imagined. Kooks. Cute? Because if you stay with us, you're going to be pretty kooky too. I'm delighted she knows it. Baby, I am a little cool after all. I'll see if I can download some of his stuff for next time. Is that it then? I'm afraid so. I should probably get back to work. Ravenpaw looks dejected. If that's okay. Yeah, whatever. I go to resume my work, but the black cat lets out a small sound. Wait. Hmm? You said you would sing to me. I feel myself go cold and self-consciousness engulfs me, but I try my hardest not to show it. Well, yes, if you'd like. If you really want to, I suppose I wouldn't mind. I clear my throat and feel myself beginning to blush. So, what shall I sing? Any favorites? I don't know. What did your mom used to sing to you? Oh, crikey! She used to sing lots of things, but I don't know if I can remember any of them. Let me think. Oh, I know! Bounce little baby on my knee, soft, pink and chubby. When you awake you'll have your tea, and a bath so you're not grubby. Dream little baby on my lap, hop 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 happy. Here's a kiss for your sweet nose, and now I'll change your nappy. As I sing, I notice Ravenpaw visibly relax. She's stretched out a bit, and I realize it's the first time I've seen her uncurl herself. Although there's plenty of room in her crate, she's always a tight little ball of fur in the corner. When I finish singing, she opens one eye. That was traumatic. You should probably get back to your work now. Rude! Ravenpaw makes a small squeaky sound I've not heard make before. Are you okay? Yes. She's laughing! And so are you. Aww, Ravenpaw! She's adorable. Alright, Recon. On a-tu unlocké une Recon? Oui, Recon 3. Mr. Marigold knows something that I don't. I need to follow him and find out exactly what it might be. I have a feeling I won't like it though. Oh oui, je m'en rappelle. Oui, il est vraiment adorable. Mais ouais, cette recherche-là, ça va pas être cool. Parce qu'on va suivre parce qu'il y a un autre comme portion du laboratoire qui est dans le bois. C'est là que les chatons ils sont, me semble. Me semble que c'est fucking terrible. Oh, oh, oh. Au secours. Today is my day off, and I'm trying to stay out of sight. The professor doesn't like me being around camp on my downtime. I don't know why, but he's always pushing me off to explore. I feel he wants time without me around to get on with things he'd rather I didn't see. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but he definitely seems shifty to me. To me too, Kevin. To me too. So today I have a plan. It means I have to hang around until Mr. Marigold does his mid-morning errands, and I'm trying not to be seen. I don't have too long to wait. He's like clockwork. Every day at this time, he leaves the camp carrying a large bag and doesn't return until an hour later. I have offered to help him a couple times, but I'm always met with stonewalling. This is the day when I found out what he's up to. I let him get a bit of a head start, and then I begin to follow. I try to use my new catification properties to my best advantage. Stealth, nimbleness, agility. I'm so much fitter than when I arrived on this island. My eyesight and hearing are fantastic. He's headed into the forest as I suspected he would. That makes it so much easier for me to go unnoticed. We travel for about 10 minutes at a good pace into the densest part of the wooded area. Finally, he stopped up ahead, and I can see a type of shack covered in creepers and ivy that make great camouflage. You really wouldn't notice this place from any kind of distance. Outside the hut, he bends down. I think he's picking something up. Then he disappears inside. I bide my time, finding a good, out-of-the-way hiding place. After a short while, he re-emerges, bends down again, and straightens up before setting off the way he came. When I'm satisfied that he's not going to return, I gingerly make my way to the shack. Up close, I can see it's a sturdier structure than I thought, and the door is locked. I bend down as he did and start looking for a key. It's pretty obvious. There's a large flat stone in front of me. I lift it a little and slide my finger under the edge. I feel it instantly. I put the key in the lock and take a deep breath. Unsure of what I'll find in here, I open the door. Kitties! It's dark. There are no windows, just a small skylight letting in enough light to see that there are lamps, obviously powered by solar panels on the roof. I turn one on. It takes me a moment to understand what I'm looking at. It's dirty and dingy. There are shelves along two of the walls that have cages, and the cages are housing cats. There is an eerie silence. None of the cats are making a sound. I go up to one of the cages to check if they're even alive. Hello, kitty. There is a small cat that I would judge to be between 10 and 14 weeks old. Its eyes are open but vacant, as though it doesn't see me. I go to the next cage, another youngster, and another. My stomach lurches as I realize that these are the kittens from camp that have been released. No, what are they doing to you? Why are you in here? I turn to the other wall and am struck dumb by what I see. More small cats, but in different stages of distress. One has an eye bandage, and the other eye is weeping with pus. Another cat has most of the fur on its back shaved, where there is an open sore. Another has a bandaged leg, too short, as though its paw has been amputated. I begin sweating. Breathing is difficult. I need to get out. I stumble towards the door, and fall to my knees outside. I gulp in the cool air and try to focus my thoughts. This is the strongest proof so far that there are secret tests being carried out on the cats. Tests that Professor Popper doesn't want me to know about. Are they all in on it? The marigolds are, obviously, but what about Zane? Zane, c'est le gardien de sécurité. Do I dare mention it to anyone? I need more info first. When I've gathered myself sufficiently, I re-enter this hell house and try to find some paperwork, anything that might explain what's going on here. I look through the drawers of the filing cabinet in the corner and pull out... Excusez, je regardais l'image, je suis là, il est où, là? Ah, on le voit pas. And pull out some of the folders. I switch on another lamp, sit on the floor, and begin reading. Their experiment, obviously, but for what? The data suggests that a large number of chemical substances have been tested on the subjects. Instead of the usual catalog of blood and tissue samples tested to evaluate the cats, the data is all related to the chemical compounds. They're what's being tested. Some records go way back, years of data. As I put the papers back, I see the waste products bin. I remove the lid, and it's almost entirely full of empty ketamine bottles. That's why there's no sound. These animals are drugged out of all lucidity. Don't know if you can hear me, or even if you understand me, but I'm making a promise to you all that I will get to the bottom of this, and I will help you. Whatever it takes, you will be well and free again. Hold tight, kittens, I'll be back. I feel terrible leaving them there, but I know it would be foolish to arouse suspicion until I know what I'm dealing with. I make my way back to camp with a heavy heart, but with fierce determination. Puis là, on s'en va dans une date! Le ton va être complètement weird comme ce chapitre-ci. Genre, toutes les recherches et les recons qu'on fait sont absolument fucking terribles. Puis entre chacun, let's have a date! Mais c'est des dates avec Ravenpaw, fait que c'est aussi comme un peu inquiétant parce qu'elle est pas en liberté encore. Petite cocotte. Alright, date numéro 2 avec Ravenpaw. Oh, on a une chanson avec des vocals! Yes! On l'avait pas eu encore. Ben, à part Summertime tantôt, là, mais pour les gens qui nous joignent juste cette fois-ci, il y a souvent des chansons avec genre juste des miaou, 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 mais chantés en arrière, c'est merveilleux. Wow. In the lowest drawer, right at the back. No, I can't find it, Ray. You're sure it wasn't in the cupboard? No, it's there. Keep reaching. It might have slipped down the back. You're joking, right? My hand can't squeeze. Oh, hang on. I feel something nestled just under the bottom of the drawer. I think I've got it. If I could just... I try inching it out up the space behind the drawer, but it keeps slipping. Just take the drawer right out. It won't come out. Something is jamming it. I'll give it a yank. Ray, it doesn't work like that. I don't want to break the cabinet. Wait, if I try... I feel around the sidewalls of the cabinet for any blockages, and my hand finds a cold protrusion. Ah, I think I've found the perpetrator. I wiggle the offending item loose and pull my hand out to inspect what's in it. To my surprise, it's a bottle of nail polish in a muted, dusty pink color. I decide not to ponder why exactly there is a bottle of nail polish stashed away in the lab, and focus instead on the task at hand. I wonder why. The drawer slides out with ease now, and I'm able to retrieve the book. Thoughts in Verse by L. Rutherford? Who's L. Rutherford? Ravenpaw casts her eyes down at her forepaws. One of the research assistants before you found this book somewhere along the beach. She used to read me some of the poems. We never worked out who the other was, but we think they probably came from the shipwreck. Ouais, il y a un shipwreck quelque part sur l'île. Comme un bateau genre de la Renaissance, là. Comme du Golden Age des pirates avec de la bouse dans la cale. This is the first time that I've considered that other humans on the island may have had their own relationships with my cats. I don't like to think about it, but I'm not sure why. I flicked through the little brown book. The writing is very faint, but still clear enough to read. About half of the pages are filled with neat words written in ink, and then suddenly, it's blank. He didn't finish it, I suppose. I like the one on page 3, it's really dark. Ravenpaw seems more lively than usual today. I hope that means she's getting better, or at least getting used to me. When darkness advances and silence makes its retreat, the sounds begin where beach and forests meet. Yowling and hissing and awful cries, then like stars in the blackness, the thousands of eyes. The sea's fierce temper seems kinder than here, this hell full of danger and hardship and fear. There's a long pause. I wonder what it means. Are you backward? Well, I know it's describing the island, but I wonder what happened to the author. It sounds rather distressing. Rather distressing? Ugh. You humans can be so exhaustingly repressed sometimes. Just think about it. Imagine this place, this island, before the clumsy humans cut a swath through it and claimed it for science. Before your cozy tents and generators and protective gear. All that time ago, mysterious and overgrown. Terrifying branches twisting up in the blackness like monstrous golems. The yowling of unidentified animals endlessly boring into your brain throughout the nights, making sleep impossible. No friendly little brook to bathe in, nothing to soothe the gnawing pain of starvation. The filthy baking heat of the day, the relentless cold of the long night, the slow dawning realization that there's no escape. This is where the journey ends. This is the final destination. Hell on earth. It's obvious that Ravenpaw has thought about this poem a lot. I feel bad for being so insensitive and human. Must have been horrific. Yes. Ah, be vulnerable ou lighten the mood. Mel, tantôt t'avais l'air de te rappeler qu'est-ce qu'on avait dit la dernière fois. Tu te rappelles ça là? I don't. Je vais enjoy la tune en attendant. Where my kitty at? Probablement en train de se bourrer à la face. Be vulnerable ou lighten the mood? Avez-vous des idées? Be vulnerable? Ouais, c'est ça que je me dis. Ouais, je pense que c'est une bonne idée. Parce que si j'essaie de lighten... De toute façon, elle aime pas ça, les choses light, elle aime les choses dark. Elle va pas vouloir que je lighten the mood. Ouais, vraiment. Ouais, je suis d'accord. Alright. Be vulnerable. You really put yourself in their shoes as though you were there. I admire that. How else are you going to understand? I'm a scientist. I'm trained to stand back and observe, be impartial. But if you keep a distance, you'll miss the detail. Oh, I don't. It's about proximity as much as location. Sometimes I have to get up very close, even microscopically close, but I'm still on the outside looking in. I see the finest of details, but I don't think that's what you're talking about, is it, Ray? You mean getting inside, to the heart of it? Yes, I suppose so. It's the cue or innuendo, the essence of something that defines what it is. It's not always obvious from the outside. Well, it's very obvious in this poem. I wonder why I wanted to shy away from it. I'm not brave like you. Are you kidding? Or fishing for compliments, maybe? I feel my face get hot. I wasn't. I'm playing. You have plenty of courage. You came here, to this island. Not everyone would. You've held up well under very difficult conditions. Then there's the whole rawr cat monster rawr thing. I'm taken aback by her sudden expression and it makes me laugh. How's that going, by the way? I shrug my shoulders. Sometimes if I make a little progress on the antidote, I feel really fine with it. But if something I'm trying fails or progress slows down, I have a sleepless night making myself sick with worry. Then there are times when I forget about it altogether. How can I complain when I see what you guys have had to deal with? We're silent for a while. It's not uncomfortable. Eventually, it's Ray who breaks it. Oh, go on then. What? I know you're just dying to read a funny one. Not really. But there's this little limerick that I thought was hilarious. She rolls her big eyes and smiles. Okay, here goes. There was a young deck swab named Davy, whose hair was exceptionally wavy. I asked him, tell, pray, what's got it that way? He answers, 'tis drinking me gravy. Wow. She cannot help but laugh at the awfulness of it, and we both keep laughing till we have tears in our eyes. Je me rappelle l'avoir lu la dernière fois qu'on a fait le stream, et je suis toujours aussi flabbergastée. Tout un poème. I suppose I ought to be making tracks. Okay, but would you just read me the lullaby one as I fall asleep, please? Yes, I like that one too. I lay out here and watch the stars, and all the world comes clear to me. The patterns soothe my battle scars, they show I'm where I'm meant to be. And while the sea is kind to me, and rocks me in my slumber, and all the stars in nears and fars, all around me with their number. Alors ok, je suis encore ce jeu-là, on l'a toujours pas fini, mais là on devrait le finir là, comme qu'il est déjà 10h20. Mais, on devrait le finir à soir. Je veux qu'on le finisse à soir. J'ai juste peur qu'après le chapitre 6, si tu réussis ta shot, là, c'est genre tu unlock un autre affaire comme vraiment longue. Mais comme, on devrait le finir à soir. I think of you, the brightest star, lost so young, gone so far. Oh, pas fini. And when my final day is done, I'll follow to the place you've gone, and then back together, you and I will brighten up another sky. I look down at the softly snoring cat. She looks so peaceful. Alright. Next research. Research 17. Warning signs. What time is it? Is that the catalog going off? Uh-oh. Shit's hitting the fan. It's la best chanson. I am awoken by the sound of my catalog receiving a message. I squint under my pillow to see Mr. Marigold's name light up on the screen. His texts are still rather cryptic. I wonder if he knows I figure out that he's the mysterious messenger. I decide not to tell him for the foreseeable future. Mr. Marigold, those 3 little kittens are so small and helpless. I don't think they would stand a chance without you to protect them. Keep a watchful eye, Cat Nanny. He's referring to the 3 kittens that Professor Popper decided to hold back when he let the others back into the wild. Why would Mr. Marigold be interested in the kittens? Either way, I have learned to take these messages seriously, so I make a note to check on them in my lunch break today. Just to be sure everything's alright. I decide to take my lunch to the lab. You should never take your lunch to the lab, les enfants, on mange pas dans un laboratoire. Mrs. Marigold let me make a sandwich out of some leftover ham from last night's meal. Hello, my lovelies, here you are. 1, 2, 3, all snoring peacefully. I feel relieved and a little foolish for worrying. I suppress a childish giggle and open one of the cages to give the tagged kitty a cuddle. Hello, sleepy pants. I carefully stroke him with my finger as he continues to snooze in my hand. Aww. Oh, what's this? My finger runs over a little rough lump on the back of his neck, which elicits a small squeal from the plump grey kitten. My heart stops in my chest, and I quickly move him to the examination table. I gently blow his soft fur out of the way and catch a glimpse of a bright red gash between his shoulder blades. He was too young to be tagged, it got infected. Ouais, t'as raison, c'est sûr que la contamination n'est pas super grave dans ce labo-là. I guess. With trembling hands, I reach for my catalog to scan his tag so that I can erase the information before I remove the chip. Cat. Scan fail. No tag found. Uh-oh. I try again. Cat. Scan failed. No cat, no tag found. What? C'est tout? Ah! Ça va être fucking stressant. Fait que ça veut dire qu'il y a une infection. Où est-ce qu'on met le tag d'habitude, mais il n'y a plus la puce. Uh-oh. Time for romance! C'est genre... Ça fait que le ton est vraiment all over the place. Welp, impending doom va attendre après. Romance time! Trust me, I won't let anything harm you. I've come prepared. Ravenpaw eyes the basket suspiciously, and I realize it looks to her like a cage. Okay, let's rethink this. How about I carry you in my arms? Like a baby? Yes! No, like a princess! A princess, really? Ravenpaw shoots me a withering look. Well, you know what I mean, right? I can hold this pillow like so, and you can relax on top of it and survey your kingdom. You really are bad at reading people, aren't you? I'm not one of those gullible domestic cat like Fruity Cootie or whatever her name is. If I leave this lab, I want to do it with some dignity, human. Yes, of course. I'm sorry. Maybe it was a bad idea to try this today. Let's do it tomorrow. Oh, come on, Ray. You were so excited about this earlier. Don't give up now. Well, that was then, and this is now. I'm too tired anyway. You're always tired. That's part of the problem. We have to start somewhere, right? Or else you'll never get strong again. Yeah, but what if we see other cats? What if we do? Look, I'll be with you. No matter who we see, you won't have to deal with anyone on your own. Anyone who? Who do you think we'll see? No one. But you said no matter who we see, so you think we'll see someone. No, Ravenpaw, stop this. You have to go at some time. Why not now? I don't know, I just... Ravenpaw looks so sad and tiny that I decide not to push her anymore. Okay, don't worry. We'll try again tomorrow, okay? Now let's do it. It's tellement contradictoire. Oh wow, really? The cat that just seconds ago looked so helpless suddenly looks fiercely determined. Yes, but if you hurt me, human, I will kill myself just so I can... Okay, je pensais que c'était I will kill you myself. No, okay. But if you hurt me, human, I will kill myself just so that I can come back and haunt you for the rest of your short, miserable life. I suppress a laugh. I understand. I'm just going to lift you now, okay? She's so light, I'm shocked, but I don't show it. I can feel the tremble of her frail body through the makeshift cushion. We've decided a folded blanket would be best so we can use it for other things when we find our spot. Suddenly, Ravenpaw takes a sharp breath. I freeze. What's wrong? It's the air. We're right by the water, aren't we? I can smell a change. She laughs. I'm struck by how much this cat has come on since I stopped her treatment. Ah, c'est ça, on a arrêté, là. Il faisait des tests dessus, puis on a comme fait genre, nope, ok, on arrête ça. Only a week ago, she had no sense of smell. It's good, right? Yes, human, it's good. She inhales deeply. It's very good. Would you like to sit down here for a while? We're still close to the compound. Nope, go on a little further. I want to see it. Take me to the sea. Yay, we're on a beach! We walked for a short while longer until I found a small collection of rocks that looked like a good resting spot. This looks like somewhere Trixie would like. Yeah, she's always drawn to the rocks. Minerals. I miss her. You were friends? Yes, when we were little. Do you want some water? A little snack? I take the picnic out of my backpack, and as I arrange it on the blanket, I decide to gently press her. So, how come you were locked up and Trixie wasn't? I was never really free. I was part of the breeding program. My mother was bred with one of the elder cats, and as you see, us kittens are tagged and set free at 12 weeks. Except we're not. Not all of us, anyway. But I've helped to release the kittens myself. Yeah, sure. What, you actually let them out of the cages yourself? Well, no, but I've prepared them for release and then they're gone. Yes, I've never had reason to question it. I'm getting that sick feeling in my stomach again. So where are they? Not everything is as above board as you'd like to think. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. Or above ground either. What do you mean, Ray? If there's something I should know. I think that's enough for one day. I'm starting to feel woozy. I'd like you to take me back now if you don't mind. Ah! Est-ce qu'on la force à nous révéler plus d'affaires? Ou on la laisse se reposer? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Je veux en savoir plus. Ah! Mais d'un côté, elle sera peut-être pas contente si on la pousse dans le cul. What says you? Let her rest? Alright. Ah, ouais. Effectivement, on devrait respecter ses demandes. Alright. Oh, come on. I'm sorry if I overstepped the line. Let's stay a little longer, please. I promise I won't talk about anything that makes you uncomfortable. Ravenpaw sits in silence for a while and then cocks her head to the side as though listening. Can you hear something? Let's see. Ah, yes, isn't it beautiful? It's peaceful. It really makes you think, doesn't it? There's a long and slightly awkward pause. Makes you think? About what? Well, I don't know, see things, I suppose. Oh, human, you're so privileged. She's laughing, but I feel like she isn't joking. Well, what does it make you think about? My mom. When I'd fall asleep, pressed up against her chest, her breaths would rise and fall like the tide. Wow, that's beautiful. What happened to your mom? Ugh. Sad. Wow, can't remember. Really? You seem to remember so much, seeing that you're half elder. Maybe I'll remember again sometime, but right now, I just want to go back to base. My head's killing me. Yes, that's probably enough for one day. Let's get you tucked up for the night. And maybe a sticker for being a good girl. I laugh, but I feel the edge to her joke, and it stings. Aww. Je mets ça les jambes. Alright, time to rest. 90% l'antidote. Mais là, je pensais à ça. Oh, on a un truc spécial qui arrive dans le reste. C'est juste que je pensais à ça, puis non, c'était peut-être le bon choix aussi. C'est pas tout le temps super évident. Mais ouais, c'est ça, je pensais à ça. Si on fait l'antidote au chapitre 6, ça veut dire qu'on va rester un humain. Fait que ça veut dire qu'on pourra pas date de 4 au final. Comme genre, j'avais pas pensé à ça pantoute avant. Je savais juste de me frapper. Que genre, dans tous les chapitres, comme. Genre, à la fin, on se transforme en chat. Fait que tu sais, comme c'est ils vécurent heureux et genre, chillèrent en chat ensemble pour le restant de l'éternité. Mais là, si on réussit le jeu, ça veut dire qu'on. We don't date the cat. Il me semble que la dernière fois, c'est ça, l'antidote, on l'avait pas fini, pis ça avait pas bien été. Je me rappelle plus ce qui s'était passé, il me semble que c'était pas bien. C'était comme très clairement une mauvaise fin. Là. Alright, il se passe quelque chose de spécial quand on dort. Woo! Trixie and Kibbles have brought me to the ridge where the pools of colored water collect. We call them the rainbow pools. It's a beautiful day and there's a vivid rainbow across the sky. Kibbles is over the other side from me, shouting. Whoa, look at this! Come over here! He sounds further away than he is. My hearing isn't quite right, but I don't mind. What is it? You need to see it! Suddenly I'm beside him. He's looking over the edge of the cliffs, and when I look down, the sea is further away than I expect. It's such a long way down. Do you see? And I feel a push from behind, and as I begin to fall, I hear Trixie laugh. Curiosity did what? Ah. And I'm not falling at all. I'm floating, light as a feather. Fly, little bird, fly away home. This is the best feeling ever. I'm going higher now, up towards the rainbow. I'm going to touch it. Mind you don't get scorched by the sun. I feel myself being shaken. Homie, you really ought to go in now. It's too hot out there to sleep. I'm on a patch of scrub grass beside my tent. I was just having a moment of shut-eye in the sun, but I must have fallen asleep. Oh, thank you, Trixie. I smile at the calico cat as I surreptitiously scratch at the prickly heat on my legs. Uh-oh. Parce qu'on a un coup de soleil. Uh-oh. Well, that was a nap. Alright, recon. Recon those background information. I'm off exploring the island today with Kibbles and a certain charming Irish cat. Well, technically he's taken. Par mon personnage du chapitre 1. Ho ho! It's a beautiful day. The sun isn't too hot, which is lucky as I'm going walking with Kibbles and McMurphy. They've been excited to show me something for the past week, but this is the first proper break I've had. We're heading further into the forest than I've ever been before. So, where exactly are we going, chaps? No idea, Kara. I'm following Kibbles. I was just following Cohen. But you're both in front of me. How could I have been leading? Don't trouble yourself, Kara. We're not in any rush today. Just as I'm about to reply, something catches my eye. I instinctively move towards it. From this distance, it looks like black swats have been cut into the ground. Guys, what's this? Kibbles and McMurphy, who've already wandered some way off, rejoin me, and the three of us start looking at what appears to be some kind of runway. Skid marks. Ah, of course, I thought it was a runway, but you're right. Well, come on, me amigos, where's your sense of adventure? McMurphy has already disappeared into the thick overgrowth that's shrouding whatever it is that the marks lead to. Oh! Kibbles and I follow the sound of McMurphy's voice and find ourselves in a small clearing. My goodness. Wow, is it a fighter? We're looking at the wreckage of a crashed two-man biplane. Hey, je me rappelle pas de ça. Je suis pas sûr qu'on l'avait pas vu la dernière fois, ça. Ooh, exciting. Most of it is covered with vines and other forest growth, but the front half, at least, seems to be mostly intact. This looks like it's been here some considerable time. Strange how we've never come across it before, hey Kibs? Nothing about this island surprises me anymore. Ugh, maybe we'll see some dead guys. Murph, help me out. McMurphy is silent. He has something in his jaws that appears to be caught in the broken propeller and is pulling on it. It looks like some kind of rag. McMurphy? What is that? McMurphy has freed the cloth and is now sitting with it hanging from its mouth. He's silent and still, as though lost in thought. What's up, Murph? What's with the minky scarf? I can see it now. It's a scarf. Old and filthy, but it looks like it was once the type of white scarf a pilot would have worn. You okay, McMurphy? What's that, Kara? He's barely present. The scarf, is it important? I'm not sure. Stop being weird, Murph. Kibs, shush. Feels like something I should know. Oh my god, c'est peut-être à lui. C'est peut-être à lui. Remember? Have you seen it before? Maybe a long time ago, before here. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Before I came here, Kara. You don't think I was born on this island, do you? Well, you might as well have been, considering how little you remember from before. It's all going, Granddad, fading away into oblivion. Kibbles' banter seems to have brought McMurphy back from whatever he was dreaming about, and I'm relieved to see the twinkle return to his eye. Okay then, Mr. Smarty Pants, how did you get here? It's not a very interesting story. I don't want to bore anyone. Yeah, that's what I thought, right, Kara? Let's go. Probablement que ça rappelle pas non plus. McMurphy and Kibbles head back the way we came. I stand stunned for a second, watching them go. Guys? But they've lost interest, they've already moved on. I look back at the wreckage and realize there's nothing I can do here on my own. I have to come back at some point with Floofy Butt. It's exactly the sort of thing he'd love to help me investigate. Parce que c'est genre un amiral dans l'armée. Floofy Butt. Quelque chose genre. Faut l'appeler Captain ou Admiral. Je me rappelle plus. Alright, time for a date! Meow. It's late, well after work hours. Ravenpaw asked me to visit her when Professor Popper finished his shift because she has something important to tell me. The lab is cold and silent. I can just make out the reflection of Ravenpaw's big eyes. I flick the light switch and the room becomes illuminated with a harsh, dazzling brightness that makes me squint. I came as soon as I could. I had no idea the professor stays up so late. How does he function on such little sleep? Keep your voice down, human. We don't want to draw any attention. Maybe we should turn off the lights. Sometimes the caretakers do random patrols. Who? You mean Mr. and Mrs. Marigold? I'm sure they're dead to the world right now. You'd be surprised. Anyway, enough chin wagging. I have something for you. A gift? Of course not, you div. Where on earth would I have gotten you a gift? The local gift shop? Of course. I'm sorry. So what is it? What is it? Why? Because I think I can trust you now. I'm taken aback and feel flushed with pride. You can, Ray. I've sworn to help you and I won't let you down. So you want this or not? She's pushed her paw towards me and I realize she has something under it. My stomach lurches as I worry it might be a spider or a fly. I hope she's not expecting me to eat it. What is it? Don't know. Thought you might know. As she lifts her paw, I'm relieved to see that nothing is moving, and on closer inspection I realize what it is. Well, that's called a key. It's used to open things that are locked, like doors or safes. You really are touched. I know what a key is. I mean, you might be able to figure out what it opens, but I'm losing hope by the second. Oh, forgive me. Well, where did you get it? Best not to ask. I'm serious, Ray. This key could be important, and if I know where we got it from, it'll be easier to work out what it opens. Ravenpaw eyes me skeptically. I thought you trusted me. Fine. I got it from Mrs. Marigold. You mean Mara, the caretaker's wife? She's not the caretaker's wife, you cretin. She's the caretaker as much as he is. Oh, she has a point. Yes, of course. But the key, Ravenpaw? She came to clean my cage last night. Too lazy to take me out of it first, of course. And Mrs. Marigold came in. Mr. Marigold came in and gave her the key. She put it here. Ravenpaw indicates the corner of her cage because her hands were full. Then they had a huge argument, and while they were shouting at each other, I used my ninja skills to hide the key under my paw. That was that. Oui, c'était vraiment on point. C'était excellent. She didn't notice? She was so worked up about him that she clean forgot about it. Left without even bothering to refill my water bowl. So what makes you think this key is so important? Refill the water bowl, man! Refill her water bowl! Because when he handed it to her, he said, "It's your turn. I'm fed up of being the one who always has to do his dirty work." Whose dirty work? Professor Prospero's, obviously. Prospero? Pooper. Oh, Popper, of course. Look, I've really got to hurry back to my tent now or I'll be a wreck in the morning, but thank you for this, Ravenpaw. I'll find out what this key opens, I promise. You better. Ooh, exciting. Ça nous a ouvert Recon 18, qui est clairement whatever we have to do avec cette clé. Exciting! Allons-y pour Recon 18. La dernière? Non, il n'y avait pas de choix. Il me semble qu'il y a tout le temps une ou deux dates qui a pas de choix. Parce que c'est 3 dates qui comptent, genre. C'est pas réussir ou pas réussir. Je me suis trompée, c'est pas 3 sur 5. Dans le fond, il y en a 3, puis je pense que c'est 2 sur 3 qu'il faut tailler. Fait que je pense qu'il y a tout le temps 2 dates dans lesquelles il y a comme pas de choix, ou que le choix est genre pas important, peut-être. Mais c'est vrai, Snooty Booty, il me semble qu'il y a eu plusieurs choix. En tout cas. Mais non, celle-là, c'était... Mais c'est que c'est ça, Ce chat-là, c'est le chat du chapitre 6. Puis elle est vraiment plus reliée. Toutes les autres, tu peux les faire dans le désordre, c'est pas important. Mais elle, faut absolument que tu la fasses dans le chapitre 6, puis c'est ça, elle te feed des affaires pour l'histoire. Fait que... Dernier recon, a secret gift. I can't stop thinking about the key that Ravenpaw found. What is it used for? Maybe it's time to take a look around and find out. Ouais, c'est ça, c'est pas ma tante, ça. Ouais, c'est la tante du professeur. I'm passing Professor Popper's tent on my way to the lab, just as he comes dashing out. We collide, sending both of us sprawling. Well, oh goodness, Professor, are you okay? I'm up on my feet instantly and offering him a hand. I'm not sure that I am, Kevin. Now I'm worried I've injured my boss. Is that a sackable offense? Here, let me take a look. Where does it hurt? I'm kneeling down beside him, trying to feel his legs. What on earth are you doing? I'm sorry, I thought you were. He cuts over me. I'm fine, give me some space, and then you can help me search. Have you lost something? A key. A key? Where did you lose it? He gives me a withering look. If I knew the answer to that, the key wouldn't be lost now, wouldn't it, Kevin? I last had it in my tent, I think, but it's certainly not in there now. I thought perhaps I might have dropped it out here somewhere. I'm happy to help you look, Professor. It's gotta be here somewhere. A thought strikes me. I wonder if this could be the key Ravenpaw gave me. Do you mind me asking what the key is for? The professor suddenly looks at me with suspicion. There's no reason for you to know that. Okay, I was simply trying to get a picture in my mind. Big, small, silver, brass. I don't think there will be a lot of keys to choose from, Kevin. Any key you find ought to be brought to me immediately, understood? Of course, sir. I'm sure you have chores to attend to. I wouldn't want to hold you up. The professor waves me away as he continues to search the grass around the entrance to his tent. Clearly, this key is important. As I make my way to the lab, I begin to get an idea. It's a bit left field, but this key is clearly securing something important, something that the professor doesn't want me to know about, and that makes me very determined to uncover what it might be. Cutting a convincing-looking key with the experiment in the lab is easier than I thought it would be. I compare it to the one Ravenpaw passed on, and it looks almost identical to me. The thing won't actually work, but that's the point. Okay, here it goes. I send the professor a message using the catalog. I found a key in the lab. Could it be the one you lost? Send pic, please. I send the professor a photo of the key. Be right there. On a fait une fausse clé avec whatever there was in the lab. I don't have to wait long. The professor is with me in seconds. Well done, my dear. Where is it? I give him the freshly made key. He turns it over in his hand. Holding my breath, it's the moment of truth. Will he notice it's not identical? Ah yes, I'm sure it's the one, but there's only one way to make certain. Thank you again. Fait que là, on va le suivre. Aha. And he's gone. Psst, quickly, don't lose him. Oh, Kibbles! Kibbles appears from under the lab bench. On it, boss. And he follows the professor. There's nothing more for me to do but wait. I don't have to for long. Kibbles is back within 5 minutes. That was quick. How did it go? Quite funny, really. Oh, c'est vrai, quite funny, really. He put the key in the lock and it wouldn't turn. He got more and more red in the face, then he threw the key into a drawer and stormed off. So? What was he trying to unlock? Oh, it was the big metal thing in the supplies shed. Really? But the cabinets in there aren't normally locked. In fact, the keys are left in the doors. He wasn't trying to open that thing. He wanted to open the thing inside it. Oh, there's something else in there. Yeah, but I couldn't see what it was because it shooed me away when I got up close. Well, I think we ought to go check it out ourselves, don't you, comrade? Follow me, I'm the leader. And he's slinking comically close to the floor. I suppress a laugh. Okay, leader, lead on. We're just out of the lab when the professor calls to me. Kevin, false alarm, I'm afraid. You'll need to keep those keen eyes peeled. Oh, what a shame. I thought our little mystery was solved then. Never mind, though. I'm sure it will turn up eventually. Let's hope so. I'm off to speak with Zane. If you need me, I'll be down at the jetty. Yes, sir. See you at lunch. He strides off with purpose. The gods of Halagard are smiling down on us. Mission on. I double-checked there was no one around before ducking into the supply shed. After Kibbles points out the cupboard that the professor was opening, I post him on lookout duty by the door. He's in his element, pacing back and forth and doing quick gotcha maneuvers. It doesn't take long to work out that the filing jar at the bottom of the cabinet is what this key belongs to. I turn it in the lock and hey presto! Inside are lots of hanging files and I have no idea what I'm even looking for, so I take one at random. There are diagrams of two different cats. One of them is labeled Project Felix, Subject 26, and the other Island Cat, number 38. There are some research notes in addition to the diagrams. I start to read. Day 215. Subject 26 and number 38 were introduced today. Number 26 was immediately aggressive. The two cats had to be separated before serious injury occurred. Both cats are usually very docile with others of their own kind. Perhaps Island Cats and Project Felix subjects are sufficiently different that they view each other as a threat. I flip ahead a few entries. Day 234. Subjects continue to attack each other on sight. Attempts to breed the two animals naturally do not seem to be working. Artificial insemination was attempted today. Initial signs are promising. Day 301. According to normal cat gestation period, the subject should have given birth by now. It seems as though the addition of the Project Felix subject has extended this time. Day 350, mon dieu. 50 jours de plus, c'est un peu beaucoup. Overnight, number 38 gave birth to a single kitten. The animal is small, black, and sickly. It shows remarkable intelligence in our tests. Day 354. Attempts to introduce the kitten to number 38 have ended in failure. Both the mother and father are inherently aggressive towards their offspring. The remainder of the notes detail the increasingly horrifying experiments performed on Subject 26, number 38, and their kitten. Eventually, the adult cats die as a result of the experiment. Day 450. After the death of Subject 26, the decision has been made to shut down this facility. 6 is not pleased with that. With what she has read in our reports. The offspring will be moved to the main laboratory near the beach for observation. I am trembling as I use my catalog to take photos of more of the documents before I lock everything away. I stumble outside where Kibbles is up on his hind legs as if standing to attention. All good, Sarge. I can't answer Kibbles. The handwriting on these notes is eerily familiar and my mind is racing. So many signs, suspicions, all coming to light. I daren't say a word out loud, but I can feel a sense of dread creeping into my heart. Kibbles starts to stare at me, concerned. I'm fine, Kibbles. I'm fine. No! Mais ça fait du sens parce que tous les autres chats ils ont déjà été des humains, sauf genre Ravenpaw. Comme de la façon qu'elle expliquait, comme c'était... Ben... Ou genre, je pense que sa mère, peut-être que ça avait déjà été un humain parce que sa mère, il chantait des chansons, c'est comme pas normal chez un chat. C'est weird. Alright, dodo! 94,4% pour l'antidote. Oh, un autre truc de dodo. Now let me see. Is that everything I need? I refer to my mom's recipe. Nana's original granola, amended by Mum. Plein d'ingrédients. Ça ferait une bonne recette de granola, vraiment. That's a lot of shit. Mais c'est probablement vraiment bon. Oh wait, did I forget to order the coconut? C'est vrai, faut faire les commandes parce qu'on est sur une île pis il y a comme un bateau qui vient une fois par semaine pour envoyer de l'épicerie, genre. I rummage about in the supply box that arrived this morning until my hands find the bag they're searching for. Phew! Coconut shavings are a necessity. Wait, even if I had forgotten them, I'm on an island with an abundance of fresh coconuts. Still getting used to island life. I set the oven to 150 Celsius. Un autre signe que c'est un jeu british. Le four est en Celsius. And leave it to heat up while I measure out the rolled oats. I have quadrupled the quantity so that hopefully it will last the whole summer. It seems vast compared to how much I make at home, but it would be disastrous if I ran out. Homemade granola is an absolute essential. I mix the dry ingredients, oats, nuts, seeds, and spices together in a large bowl, and then I add the wet honey and sunflower oil to form a golden moist consistency. I've actually added a splash more oil than suggested. The mixture was feeling a bit drier than usual. Next, I spread it evenly on a baking tray lined with parchment, partly to save the washing up, and whack it in the oven for 20-30 minutes, checking often because the seeds tend to burn quicker than I expect. The smell always drives me crazy. Toasty, warm, homey. I miss my mum. Once done, I add the fruit as it dries and cools, and put it into several large glass storage jars, being sure to stuff fistful into my mouth as I do. C'est littéralement une recette. Alright. On a tout ce qu'il faut pour la refaire en plus, c'est très drôle. Hey, last date! Last date! Are you excited? I'm excited. Je l'ai déjà faite, mais je m'en rappelle pas, fait que c'est merveilleux. So, what shall we read today? I flick through the little book of poetry. Ravenpaw and I have gone through most of the poems. We're dragging them out to one a day now because we're dreading finishing it all together. We've got Alone, Love Sonnet, Bonny Boat, and Hunger. Ravenpaw looks less engaged than usual. She usually perks up when I get the poetry book out, but she's sitting hangdog in a corner of her cage, shrugging at each title. I think we should read a happy poem today, something to cheer us up. How about Bonny Boat? Ravenpaw rolls her eyes. She hates the silly poems and prefers the dark, brooding ones about stormy seas and missing home. Just leave it. What do you mean, Ray? I don't want to listen to poetry. It's a futile distraction from reality. This is a first. I'm not sure how to react. I thought she enjoyed our reading time. Ray, is there something you want to talk about? Ravenpaw lets a heavy sigh. You wouldn't understand. I shrug. Try me. No, you wouldn't understand, because I don't even understand. I feel so deeply, yet I can't articulate it at all. It makes me want to scream, cry, laugh, sleep. I feel. Ugh. Don't waste your time with me. You've got big important human things to do. You don't want to be babysitting a cat like me. Ray, I love spending time with you. As soon as I wake up, I feel excited to see you, read poems with you, discuss things with you. You're so unique. You have an amazing insight and a delightfully wicked sense of humor. I'm not babysitting you, I'm your friend. I want you to talk to me when you're feeling down, Ray, because you deserve to be happy, especially after all you've been through here. Especially that. Ravenpaw still looks frustrated, but she mumbles. I guess I know which poem I'd love you to read now. Maybe Elle will be able to say it better than I can. Read me Love Sonnet. Okay. I like the words to say the things I feel. My tongue is slow and of the humdrum kind. And though my eyes were erstwhile keen as steel, you have eclipsed the sun and made me blind. I do not see the blight that you bewail, the fuzz of fur so soft against my skin. I will not shun the sweet curl of your tail, nor shut the door and never let you in. Our cursed fate has dealt us bitter blows, and yet methinks that mine are worse by far, for as the nights get colder your fur grows, while I am left adrift with no lodestar. Is there one would laugh and not feel pity for this poor wretch whose love is turning kitty? Oh wow, it sounds like Elle was in love with a work cat? I wonder how that worked. I knew you wouldn't get it. I feel like I'm hurting her feelings without intending to, or understanding how. Explain it to me, Ray. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's just... love is love. You can choose who you fall in love with, right? If only you could, things would be much easier, but sometimes love just creeps up and hijacks you, and no matter how much you don't like it, it'll try to get away from it. Once it's got you, and there's no breaking free. You make it sound awful, and well, it is if you're not sure of the person you're in love with, but it can be amazing too. Obstacles that felt unsurmountable before suddenly feeling insignificant. Things you thought you'd never be able to do or done. Poems you used to hate become love songs that sing to your soul. Human, cat, or a cat, elder, whatever. Love does not discriminate. It will not be controlled or boxed up neatly to suit your prejudices, so we have to just grow a pair and come clean and see where it takes us. So, I love you. What are you gonna do about that? There's a long silence while I gather my thoughts, but eventually I'm able to say Je vous laisse pas choisir parce que I love you too. Oh Ravenpaw, I thought it was just me. I didn't even hope that you would feel the same way. I know we've been close, but I resigned myself to thinking we could never be more than friends, that you wouldn't accept me. You really do go on, don't you? I blush with happiness. I suppose we both do a bit. So, I guess we're stuck with each other, hey? I guess we are. And she smiles the brightest smile I have ever seen on her beautiful face. C'est tout! C'est tout! Oh. Alright. C'est mieux de finir ce putain d'antidote-là. Ben non, c'est vrai! Je sais pas si je veux qu'on le finisse. Alright, la dernière research. Attends un peu, là. I'm ready? I'm ready. Oui, c'est ça. Commence, c'est fini. Recon, c'est fini. Research. I am ready. Research 18. Scrub in. Ouf. C'est un scalpel. D'accord. It's finally time to let the last of the kittens go free. I'm looking forward to the professor giving them the all clear. Allons découvrir le poteau rose. Returning after a morning gathering specimens, I decide to take the side route into camp so that I can check up on the kittens. I'm stopped in my tracks to see the large rearing pen is empty, and upon further inspection, the smaller transitory crates nearby are also empty. I'm surprised and disappointed that the professor has released my grey kitten without me. I was so clear that I wanted to be there to see him off. Ah, Kevin, what perfect timing. I was worried you may not be back. The professor has snuck up behind me, making me jump. Thank goodness, I thought I missed him being released. Are we doing it now? I'm afraid not. In fact, I have some difficult news for you. I feel my stomach lurch. What is it, Professor? Has something happened to Plumpy? Oh, lovely Plumpy! I did warn you not to get too attached, my dear. Naming them isn't always a good idea. It all becomes so very personal. However, I fall prey to the same temptations myself. They really are so seductive. Which makes a situation like this one all the more impossible. And I'm hoping you will be able to help this time. Yes, of course, Professor, whatever you need. Your little Plumpy has run into a spot of bother, I'm afraid. His tests have shown that his kidneys aren't working properly, and although we have tried all the usual treatments, he doesn't seem to be responding well. We think his only chance is to receive a donor kidney from another cat. But before that can happen, we shall need to remove his native kidneys and place him on dialysis for a while to see if he's a viable subject for transplant. Yes, tell me, liar, I know. I hope he dies. Oh, I'm shocked to hear that, Professor. He seems so well. Sadly, with the very young ones, this type of problem overwhelms them so rapidly, it's often too late to do anything by the time we even know they're on well. So you'll help me with surgery? I believe you've reached that stage of your veterinary training. That you can assist. Of course, yes, it will be an honor. Go and sort yourself out, then we shall meet in the lab in 30 minutes. It's hard to take it all in. I feel nervous, but also excited to be taking part in life-saving surgery. The stuff I've done in college seems such a long time ago now. I hope I don't mess up. The professor and I have scrubbed in and are checking we have all the necessary equipment laid out and ready to use. Plumpy has already been shaved and had pre-med, so he's sleeping peacefully. Maintenant que je pense, les gens qui sont sur dialyse, on leur enlève pas leur... On leur enlève pas leur rein. Je pense pas qu'on leur enlève de façon préventive or some shit. Anyway. I must say it's a luxury to have another pair of hands, Kevin. I usually have to do this sort of thing alone. It's a privilege to help, sir. I'm sure I will learn a lot from you. So, shall we begin? The next half hour passes in a flash, sorting out anesthesia, intubation, and finally the incisions which will determine whether this little chap will live or die. I am completely awed by Professor Popper's skill and professionalism. Ouais, je comprends, là. Y'en a-tu en esti des chats pour harvest leurs organes? Everything is done to the highest standard. Finally, we remove the native kidneys, place them in jaws of preserving fluid for further testing, and get ready to stitch him up. Preserving fluid, okay. But that's not what happens. Instead of stitching him, I see the professor take his scalpel and cut an artery. I cannot trust my eyes and think I must have imagined it, but suddenly all hell breaks loose. We have a bleed! We have a bleed! Oh my god. I have no idea what to do. I'm frozen to the spot. I want to scream, I saw you cut him! But I cannot make a sound. Kevin, move! We need to stem the bleeding! Yes, I'm sorry. And suddenly, I'm doing all the right things, but I feel as though I'm outside myself looking on. The scene is tragic. So much blood from such a tiny thing. Half of it is over me, in my eyes, in my hair. Ça c'est pas super normal. Ça ajoute pas de même. Mais en tout cas. And then it is still again, and we've lost him. I'm sorry, my dear. We did all we could. Ah! But what happened? A textbook hemorrhage, I'm afraid. It happens sometimes when you're least expecting it. There's nothing can be done in a situation like that. The one good thing we have left is to take the rest of his organs and put them to good use. To help other kittens. Scalpel in him! Oh, oui. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You want to harvest his other organs? So that he didn't die in vain. It would be wrong not to, don't you think? I'm speechless. I need to get away. Of course, I understand if it's all too much for you. Perhaps you'd like to go and lie down for a bit. I can carry on here. I'm used to it. I don't remember leaving, but I'm grateful to be alone in my tent. Oh, j'ai un achievement unlocked, je sais pas ce que c'est, mais ça doit être parce que j'ai fait toutes les research en fait. I've come to the fort. Oh, c'est comme la fin des... Je sais pas si j'ai fini mon antidote. Holy shit! C'est la fin du chapitre, ça commence tout le temps comme ça. I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. This morning, I noticed another change in my appearance. Up until now, it's been easy to cover up my transition. I just have to keep on top of removing the excess body hair. Even the stub of a tail that appeared a few days ago hasn't been a problem. Who'd see it? But this new development is definitely a turning point. How am I going to explain the fact that my pupils have turned into vertical slits? I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm going to hide out for a while and see what happens. Mais l'antidote! Mais l'antidote! On était pas... Ah! We're in the deepest part of the forest. It's become our favorite hangout since I ditched the idea of finding an antidote. Mais non, mais on avait fini, il restait juste... Je comprends pas où est-ce que j'ai manqué une étape de l'antidote. Parce que j'ai tout fait. J'ai refait le jeu pour vous autres, genre à 100% tous les cossins. Ah! Ah! God damn it. Peut-être que j'ai pas réussi à dater quelqu'un. En fait, je pense qu'il y a un chat que j'ai pas réussi à dater. Fait que peut-être que ça enlève des pourcentages de l'antidote. Comme ça, il t'en manque si tu, comme, fais pas des dates successful à chaque chapitre, peut-être? Oh my god. Alright, it's become our favorite hangout since I ditched the idea of finding an antidote and followed my heart instead. No prizes for guessing where it led me. Straight to Ravenpaw. It took a while to convince her that I was doing the right thing. She said, if you change your mind when it's all too late, you may end up hating me. But I could never hate her, I love her. I just want you to be sure. I'm more than ready to go with you. I know I can leave this cage if you're by my side. And that was it. We left the lab together that night and have been side by side ever since. Skip this one, it's just noise. You're such a granny. I'm going to turn it up. Ravenpaw fiddles and paws at my old catalog until the volume reaches max. I bury my face under my paw. Come on, Wrinkles. Learn to appreciate the classics. Trust me, I do. This is rehashed rubbish. I shout over the throbbing bass. Ravenpaw laughs and hits me with her tail. Okay, let's listen to something else. Ravenpaw skips through song after song until she stops at a gentle acoustic guitar, accompanied by soft, soulful, angsty vocals. Better? Much, this is actual music. I feel Ravenpaw gently entwine her tail with mine, and we both purr in time to the thrumming guitar. It's funny how stressed I got trying to discover an antidote to this. I never dreamed I could be this happy. I could have saved myself a lot of worry. I never thought I was capable of being this happy either, but there's still one thing stopping me from being totally blissful. Oh, what's that? Your terrible taste in tunes. I smile and drift off to sleep, feeling happy, safe, and loved. Is this fucking game over? Oh, man. Ok. Oh, fait que Research 10 sur 18, Recon 18 sur 4, Romance 5 sur 6. Fait qu'il y en a un que j'ai chié. Je sais pas c'est lequel parce que ça fait genre des mois. Puis continue. Is it over? Is it over? Chapter 6. Ok. Guys, the new research assistant has just stepped off the boat. I ran as fast as I could. Oh no. Oh no. We already know about their arrival. Have you been on time for the meeting? You would understand that it doesn't matter anymore. What doesn't matter? I'm afraid you missed the most important point on the agenda, Trix. We've been outvoted. Outvoted? Yeah, sucks to be you. But that's not fair. You can't vote without me present. Apparently we can. I tried to cause a delay, if that's any consolation, my dear. But I was gathering intel to make the vote more informed. I can assure you that the new assistant looks much more promising than any we've had so far. Oh, Kara, you know this plan doesn't work. We've got to stop. We've catified far too many humans already. It's all rather exhausting doing the same thing over and over. And expecting different results. If you do what you always did, you always get what you always got. But that's ridiculous. The more we try, the greater the chances of success. Come on, guys. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. What if this one's the one? The one who will free us? The one who will figure it all out? Please. I adore you, my dear, but you really are so naive. Figure it all out? Forgive my merriment, but this is all rather amusing. What's so funny about it? I think what Snoot is saying, Kara, is that humans don't seem able to get the right balance to be of much real help to us. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Who's Jack? It's true, they burn themselves out with work. Or just laze around all day canoodling with the cats. Or make rash choices they can't take back. So we need to help them get the right balance. I cannot give up without a fair shot at it. Please. I'm with you. I believe if we monitor them more closely, we may have a chance. Murph, you're a gambler. Take one last punt, hey? How can I say no to that angelic face? Hurrah! Revote! Aw, man. Well, can we just get on with it? I'm missing out on some important beauty sleep. Okay, cast your vote. Je me rappelle pas de ça. On avait-tu eu ça la dernière fois? On va-tu avoir une autre chance? Non! Fuck! Qui que j'ai chié? Ah, j'ai chié Fluffy Booty. Fluffy Butt. Oh, antidote 98.6%, c'est pas vrai, man. Ça veut dire qu'il va falloir que je refasse le jeu encore une autre fois de mon côté pour vous donner la fin. Non! Parce que, d'habitude, les dating sims, je veux dire qu'est-ce que les bons dating sims font. Quand t'obtiens une mauvaise fin comme ça, ils te permettent de genre skipper pour que tu puisses juste comme régler, genre, ce que t'as chié. Fait que là, comme ça, tu fais juste comme skipper, te rendre au point, genre, au point important, où tu peux comme régler un truc, puis après ça, ça va avoir la bonne fin, tu sais. Mais ce jeu-là, il le permet pas. Quand même, le texte, il skip pas vraiment, genre. Ce qui est un peu triste. Ah, va falloir que je recommence. C'est pas bien. pas vrai. Je peux pas faire comme ça. The end. Oh my god. Quel jeu méchant! Quel jeu méchant. Mais j'ai juste vu 62,2% du jeu, c'est quand même surprenant. Dans les 10 sur 18 endings, là, dans le fond, il y a plusieurs endings de dating de chats qui sont mauvais, que j'ai pas vu. Parce que j'ai quand même pas été trop poche. Mais tu sais, si je vais les chercher, ça veut dire que ça compte pas pour genre si je veux faire une game parfaite puis avoir comme la vraie fin. J'imagine que c'est everything in its right place. Je sais pas. Bon. Flore conjure. On peut YouTube la vraie fin. Écoute, j'ai quasiment envie de YouTube la vraie fin, là. Mais à chaque fois que je joue, je suis comme « Ah, mais c'est le fun, ce jeu-là! » Mais comme c'est le fun de le faire avec vous autres, mais comme j'ai quand même commencé à 8h, puis 11h10. Puis, oh my god, j'ai juste fermé le jeu, excusez. Puis 11h10, puis on a juste fait 2 chapitres. Puis c'est ça, j'ai regardé mon playtime l'autre jour, ça fait genre 20 heures que je joue à ce jeu-là. Fait que genre, c'est vraiment long. C'est vraiment comme plus long que... Hello. C'est vraiment comme plutôt long. Il y a du contenu dans ce jeu-là, mais comme je veux vraiment savoir la fin, si c'est satisfaisant, puis si on sait genre qui est-ce qui était dans leurs anciennes vies, puis si le professeur il meurt, puis je veux tout ça, tu sais. Je veux tout savoir ça. Toutes les extras aussi, je sais pas trop comment là, mais il y a la section extra, comme j'ai presque rien débloqué dedans, puis pourtant comme genre j'avais une fair shot de réussir le jeu à 100% là. Fait qu'il y a des affaires que j'ai pas faites, je sais pas. En tout cas. Ah, mais c'est le fun, ce jeu-là, c'est plaisant, c'est tellement weird. J'ai peut-être aller me spoiler puis regarder la fin sur YouTube avant d'aller me coucher. Ah, mais merci d'avoir été là avec moi. J'espère que je vous ai amusé en cette soirée de quarantaine. Merci d'être resté jusqu'à 11h, je sais qu'il est tard. Fait que, bref. On va penser à si je joue à d'autres choses ou si je continue à essayer d'avoir la vraie fin de ce foutu jeu. On le check ensemble! Oh shit, c'est tellement une bonne idée ça! Oh my god. C'est tellement une bonne idée. Attends un peu. Quelle idée de génie. Alright. Là, faut juste que... Alright. Oui! C'est vraiment une excellente idée. Alright. Perfect. J'espère que... J'espère qu'on peut le trouver. True ending. Oh my god, il y a 4 parties de 30 minutes. Cats Forever Ending. Ending. Numéro 18, non, ça c'est pas la bonne. True ending 4 de 4, I guess. Ah. Everything in its right place. What? What? Oh my god! C'est tous des humains, why? Why? Comment ça? Genre, j'ai juste cliqué sur la fin d'une vidéo, sur le début d'une vidéo de 18 minutes, puis tout de suite, on a genre... Comment ça? Tout de suite, on a genre le spoiler de débile. Attends un peu. Ah! Mais là, c'est le ending 4 de 4, là. Attends un peu, là. Ah! 1 de 4. Perfect date. Ah, je viens de cliquer sur... Ok. 1 de 4. True ending 1 de 4. Tu peux-tu me montrer? Ok, true ending 2 de 4. Son true ending 3 de 4, il existe comme pas? Voyons. Dude. Get it together, dude. Parce que c'est weird, genre dans les suggestions, je suis comme pas capable de pogner Le ending 3 de 4. Trop de vidéos. Pis y'en a pas qui sont Perfect Date. Ah, putain. Moi je vais en regarder un autre. Ah, 3 de 4, mieux. What? Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Ok, j'ai aucune putain d'idée c'est quoi ça. Alright, on revient en arrière. Bon. On va essayer True Ending 1 de 4 d'abord. Oh shit. On a fait du progrès sur l'antidote. Je vais le mettre en full screen. Fait que ça, dans le fond, ça doit être genre pouf quand t'as fini. Oh shit, B! Bon, c'est fini l'antidote. I'm always here. Oh non! Ah shit, oui, ouais, ça veut dire qu'il y a genre 1h30 après. Oh my god. Ok, on va peut-être pas tout l'écouter à soir. Ok, B, il avait juste de dire que. Il y a 2 heures de jeu de plus. Ouais, ok, t'as raison. Don't spoil it then. Damn it! Mais on vient totalement de se faire spoiler, vraiment. They become people again. Ça veut dire qu'on donne l'antidote à tout le monde! They become people again. Après ça, j'espère que, genre, on se met tout en gang, pis qu'on spank le professeur. Ben non, je m'en doutais pas, en fait! Ben c'est... c'est cool que tu l'as vu venir, Mel, mais comme, pour vrai, là, moi je pensais que tout le monde qui était des chats allait rester des chats, pis que c'était la seule personne que sa transformation était pas finie, qui allait être stoppée pis pas devenir un chat, pis qui allait comme stopper le cycle, genre. What do you mean real life Ravenpaw? Moi aussi. Mais le pire, c'est qu'elle, comme, est à moitié un vrai chat. Fait que ça va être fucké, là, est à moitié un vrai chat. Elle avait peut-être des oreilles tantôt, j'ai pas remarqué. C'est comme des oreilles de punk girl, mais finalement, c'est ses vraies oreilles. Oh! Alright. Ah, comme ça qu'on découvre les bonus pour chaque background. Elle va être un workout! Oh! Oui! Oh my god, ok, d'abord. Ben là, moi, je travaille demain, là, mais je vais essayer de clencher ça, ce fichu jeu-là. Puis là, je vais regarder un guide, parce que c'est ça le problème, c'est que, genre, cette fois-ci, c'est pas que je voulais pas l'avoir à 100%, les dates de chat, mais d'ailleurs, je pensais pas que les dates de chat étaient importantes. Puis de deux, ben, c'est ça, j'ai fait ça tout le temps au pif, j'ai pas consulté un guide, tu sais, fait que, comme c'est arrivé comme... En plus, c'est drôle parce que j'ai les achievements, j'ai les 2 fins pour Fluffybot. Fait que ça veut dire que dans mon premier playthrough, j'ai réussi au pif à le dater, puis la deuxième fois, j'ai tout chié. Mais ouais, c'est ça, je vais faire un guide complet juste pour être sûr de rien chier. Puis après ça, à l'antidote, ben on a un autre 2 heures. Fait que c'était pas la fin de Perfect Date finalement, mais j'ai très hâte de voir. Dans le fond, ça me fait un peu penser à Hatoful Boyfriend, qui est le dating sim de pigeons. Un coup que tu dates tous les pigeons, puis tu fais tous les endings pour tous les pigeons, ça unlock un jeu qui est encore 2 fois plus long, puis qui est une espèce de détective, genre mystère, qui est complètement débile. Je recommande beaucoup Hatoful Boyfriend, c'est puissant, c'est merveilleux, c'est vraiment très drôle. Puis c'est moins... comme les pigeons sont pas du vrai monde, c'est vraiment les pigeons. Puis ils restent en pigeon. C'est merveilleux. Puis en plus, il y a comme un spécial de Noël que j'ai pas fait encore. Donc je pourrais faire ça en stream un de ces jours. Mais le prochain stream, ça va être encore Perfect Date. Mais là, le prochain épisode devrait pas être dans genre 3 mois. Là. Je devrais avoir le temps de faire ça dans un avenir plus rapproché. Fait que je vous tiens au courant pour que vous puissiez être là. Parce que ben vous êtes pas beaucoup à suivre l'histoire avec moi. Fait que si vous êtes pas là, c'est comme un peu poche. Fait que je vais vous écrire pour s'assurer qu'on puisse se timer puis faire ça ensemble. Fait que, alright, ben 11h20, moi je vais aller souper. J'ai faim. D'habitude, je soupe vers 9h, là, puis j'entendais mon estomac faire grrr tantôt, en tout cas. Ah! Je vous aime, puis bonne soirée, bonne nuit, et à la prochaine!